No blood, no fire. You know how it's going down. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Welcome back to No Blood, No Fire. Hey, I'm with the gang as always.
We're in the building, man.
But we got our first official special guest coming in to kick it with us. You know what I'm saying? So before we introduce ourselves, I want to give a big shout out to Derrick Walton Jr., man. We just going to clap it up,
man.
You know what I'm saying? Coming up in here, kicking it with us. But who I got with me as always, fellas?
Fago, we in here.
What up, though? It's your boy Jay Blood.
And I'm Uncle Smooth, you know, here to play a little point guard today. You know what I'm saying? Dish it to my guys. But, man, we got tons of questions, man. So, first off, we just want to say congratulations on winning the chip in the NBL. Appreciate it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Finals MVP.
Yes,
Can we clap that up, too?
Yes, sir.
Man, so I just want to get in, man. Before we start with anything, bro, you know, I want to take it back. You know, Chandler Park Academy, if we can. You know what I'm saying? Is that cool to just start right there?
For sure. Hey,
All
you gonna run the stats or the stats and accomplishments off, or what you gonna do? How you gonna do it?
We can, because I want to know about that quadruple double.
Hey,
You feel me? Come on, you can't beat me to it. No, you can't beat me to it. Tell me about the quadruple double, because I ain't never got one.
I was in here with him for a minute. I wanted to say it, but I was like, no, I can't bring it up to the camera.
Go ahead.
But
man, go ahead.
yeah.
You know
Ain't too many people had a quadruple double, bro. How that go down?
You know, it's crazy. Like, I've been a part of like so many like crazy stat games, and I'd have seen some crazy stat lines to the point I'd be like, man, he ain't do that.
Yeah. Right.
But like, and I get to the point where sometimes I wish my right hand mans that I played high school with could like kind of see like it was real stats. Like,
vouch for you.
Like,
man. So what was the total stat line?
Yeah,
like,
for
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? Put me on.
if I think it was like 34, 11, 10 and 10, something crazy.
What was it in though? The points was 35, 11 rebounds maybe.
I got 10 assists and 10 steals for sure.
That's all the steals.
No, it was 10 steals for sure. But it was the era where we was like everybody was pressing the whole game. Like my pops grew up playing like coaching Kettering and Osborne, so he was pressing the whole game. So like we had this like dinner like janky 2-2-1 or 1-2-1-1 where I was at the top of it. I'm just turning and reading.
Deion Sanders with it, just getting everything.
It was crazy.
That's what Cass be doing now. Seems like a little bit of pressing all game.
But 10 steals, they don't matter how you get them. That's crazy for sure.
Wow.
So I was gonna ask about playing with your pops and kind of start there. How did that impact your game? Was he training? Was he one of them pops that was on your ass every day, or was it more of a chill vibe?
It was a mixture of both for real. Like my pops was really a military dude, so like he was big on like structure. Like we was big on like
making your bed.
My high school days, like my senior year of high school all the way through 11th grade, I worked out at like 6 a.m. before school every day.
Damn.
Like every single day. And then like it got to the point where like it almost became a practice because everybody was like kind of like following along. So like my pops played at Kettering. He like knew basketball, but like I don't know, like I was fortunate enough to be around some like cool vets, like dudes that was playing in the NBA at the time. So like I was schooled by some good vets. Like Jermaine Jackson was my OG.
Okay.
Like Brandon Jenkins.
Okay.
Like Deion Harris. Like them dudes was around when I was growing up. So I really had a leg up for it. Like I was really kind of like schooled before I was schooled. And then like playing for him was kind of easy because like all we was kind of like doing like dude we work on like you know what I mean. And then
You used to it 6 in the morning run.
Them some real legends right there.
No,
He said Deion Harris,
Deion,
shout out to Deion Harris, Brandon Jenkins, and who else you say?
Jermaine Jackson.
Jermaine Jackson, bro.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
You see what it do with Melo. You know what I'm saying?
Real legends.
For real. So
I respect that, bro. Do you still wake up at 6 in the morning just off like? Nah, not at all.
I'm gonna get up early, but
dead.
I'm a before 12 type of dude. Like with everything, like lift, yoga, workout. I'm a before 12, but I ain't getting up at 6.
You ain't doing the 6 no more.
I ain't getting up at 6.
Okay, I feel that.
Not to fast forward a little bit, but you committed to Michigan your junior year, right? Like, what made you made them like a clear cut decision for you that early?
But I had some good OGs, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I understood that I had dudes in front of me that weren't gonna tell me nothing wrong. So like, it was easy for me to like just like go out and play the game and kind of like take their feedback and then like mash it. So like, coming out of 10th grade, I was always a dude that ain't really like none of the fake stuff. So we had like a Detroit dude on staff, Bakar Alexander, and he was Jermaine high school teammate. So like, he kind of kicked it with me like, look, we rock with you. This is when I was a sophomore in high school. So he like, we rock with you. We want you to kind of like rock. Okay. And they offered me like going into it, and I just committed because I'm like, I just really rather rock with somebody I know that's really behind me
On top.
and gonna kind of like let me grow and like through my mistakes and everything. Yeah. And then like from that point, I was just kind of like, I'm smooth. Like I'm just focused on getting better, and I just want to like focus on winning. So it was easy for me, for real.
Man, shout out Bakari, bro.
Shout out Bakari for sure.
I'm big on loyalty, bro. Like I said, like Michigan showed me they was like on me early. So a lot of schools kind of like tell me like, no, you good enough to come play right now. And I'm like, I don't really kind of like, nobody ever told me that. Like I'm 15, 16 years old. Like I know I got stuff to work on. So they was kind of like on the like, we got a plan for you, but like you still our guy. So I'm like, shoot, like it made sense. It was good for like academic and basketball, life after basketball. So I'm like, shoot, it makes sense. And then like, I ain't gonna lie, like Trey Burke turned it up for me. Like a guy that kind of like got off in my position was like easy for me. Like I could see me doing that same stuff. So it was kind of easy for me, for real.
Was it the beginning of your junior year or later in your junior year?
It was right after my sophomore summer. Like, I remember it vividly. Like my homeboy Zach Irvin committed like July 31st. I was August 1st, like 2011 or something. Like just got it right out the way. Like, I was straight.
Because when I was doing my research, I seen like your junior year, maybe going into your junior year to your senior, that's when you really made a jump.
Oh yeah.
So like, you know, was that decision something that helped you make that jump, or what was it?
I like I said, I like my OGs kind of schooled me early. Like they kind of like put me ahead of the curve. Like I understood like the impact of each accolade that I kind of made. So like they kind of like challenged me to win one summer. Like can you lead your team to win? Like so like I ain't gonna lie, winning like me and Monte Morris, we went and won like a Vegas tournament. So everybody was kind of like, oh no, he can kind of do it. So I'm like, they just kind of like kept challenging me in different ways. So I kind of like trusted them in a whole different way, because it's like I know y'all kind of like really here for my development, like kind of like behind me, right or wrong. So when I committed early, it was more so about like how can I keep getting better? How can I keep like finding ways to be impactful? And then like once I got to my senior, it's like, okay, now I'm trying to like audition for a role to like start as a freshman. Like how can I like implement what I'm doing now to like help impact on the team? Like well, it was like probably like 3-4 first round dudes. So I knew I was gonna play a role, but it's like still being comfortable enough to like take coaching and still be comfortable enough like still being myself. So it was kind of like easy for me.
Your senior year, you turned up, and that was when Michigan kind of like lost in the championship game, I feel like, and then Trey was leaving. So you knew you had like, a little, the key. I don't want to say the keys coming in, but you figure you probably would be starting. And I know you won Gatorade Player of the Year your senior year. It was runner-up to Mr. Basketball, to Monte Morris or whatever. So that recently just happened here. Sonny Wilson was Gatorade Player of the Year and was runner-up in the Mr. Basketball ranking. So I kind of wanted you to drop some game.
Just because I know we all from different eras. Like in my era, I kind of was like the guy. Like I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of like the guy from like probably like 6th grade all the way to like the 10th grade. So still not getting like the notoriety was still kind of like keeping me humble. Like so when I didn't win Mr. Basketball, I remember vividly like I seen the Mr. Basketball stuff and now like was in the weight room. I'm like, now we got to figure out what's the next. Like how we gonna kind of like keep proving them wrong. It ain't about like proving them wrong. It was more so like proving me right. Like I know what I can do. So like I say the dudes is like sometimes like stuff is kind of like better for you. Like sometimes you don't want stuff handed to you.
Right,
like, when everything kind of get handed to you, kind of like you kind of get like spoiled. Like, you get spoiled. Like you want to stay hungry. Like especially like now in this era, kind of like with a point where like everybody is. It's like everybody's so like the coldest stuff is like the norm now. So like how do you stand out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like,
You know
what I mean? So how do you stay humble? You just don't get kind of like the notoriety. Like the work you put in is like you trust it, but like the notoriety of it is kind of like the boost. But when you don't get it, like it's like, okay, how can you kind of like turn it to like make it like, well, I got to make it to the point where they can't deny me, bro. Like
you got a chip on your shoulder type of vibe. Okay.
Motivation, bro.
I rock with it. Your freshman year, you was, all Big Ten, all freshman, so coming in starting, I know a lot of players that are like, graduating and graduated last year, top-notch players, but they can't really buck that system and kind of get in that rotation. So tell me what it was like to kind of, come in right away starting and, getting minutes as a freshman.
It's crazy. I'm glad you said this, because it's like this the one thing I want kind of like guys to understand. And like I know every dude from Detroit kind of like know who I am, kind of like know my story. But, like, they don't kind of know what go into, like, each year of college. Like, you don't really understand the rigors. Like, I can be honest. Like, bro, I remember it was times where I wanted to transfer, but it's like I ain't know, like I ain't calling nobody no quitter, but it's like sometimes you gotta grit your teeth for real. Like everything gonna get handed to you, and sometimes when you work for stuff, it's mean more to you. So my freshman year, I knew I was playing with like Mitch McGary, Glenn Robinson. I played with Karis LeVert. I played with Nick Stauskas.
Y'all had some pros
Like, I got
over there.
4-5 pros.
Y'all got some pros.
So it's like open gyms is really bump. Like this is really bump. Like open gym ain't to the point where it's like, okay, we doing it because they like, no, we really want to, like, each guy want to show like I'm that guy. Like
I'm proving it.
yeah, every day. So like every day was humbling because I seen each dude have a good day, and I seen how like everything was rationed off when it was time to like be money time. It's like every guy not getting them same opportunities. And it's like being patient sometimes is not like the norm for kids these days.
Yeah.
But it's like kind of strategically, kind of like organically, kind of like letting it unfold. Like I seen Nick Stauskas and Karis LeVert like bump every day. So it's like these two dudes that was Big Ten Player of the Years for me, and I'm open gym with these dudes every day. And I'm like, I know who I am, but I'm like, these dudes that went through the same thing I done went through as a freshman. So like sometimes you gotta take a back seat. But like my freshman year was like dope for real. Like I got a chance to learn how to still contribute without being like the focal point. Like finding ways to still be like impactful. Like, okay, I'm not gonna get 15 pick and rolls. I'm gonna find like I'm gonna get corner three. So like, okay, now I'm at the gym. Now I'm on the gun. I'm hitting 150 gun corner three because I know these are the shots I'm gonna get. And like just realizing that sometimes that helped my game to the point where like I feel like sometimes when somebody passes me the ball, I can shoot the catch and shoot, or if I pump fake and got to be a pick and roll, I can do everything because it's like I done been in every role and like I know how to still be impactful if I'm not the guy.
Yeah,
that's the key. That's a key point because like in the long scheme of things, bro, sometimes those turn out to be the most dangerous pros. You know what I'm saying? Because they done developed at every level with scoring. You know what I'm saying? With the ball, without the ball, spot up shooter. But then they still found ways to keep themselves on the court by just impacting the game in different ways, man. And that's key that you said that.
Star player, role player, and then I feel like you was saying the piggyback, it kind of like prepares you for that next level to where you're easy to work with. You're not gonna be like that star high school player coming in like I ain't getting this, I ain't getting no looks. It's like,
but it's all we kind of talked about it before we start rolling the cameras. Is because he just said kids that want to transfer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like knowing what you got to go through and what you shouldn't be going through.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because we was kind of talking about like these kids during this generation that just want to transfer
portal, bro.
Yeah, and it's like, man, some that's a good decision, but some it ain't.
You might not come out of that portal. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So
just
really knowing the difference. You know what I'm saying? Because I think now kids just think that's the answer is transferring and not going through something.
Bro,
you know
I ain't gonna lie, like not even to get too far off topic, but when I opened my IG today, bro, I seen more than I expected as far as like the the portal announcement.
The paragraphs they dropping
paragraphs to the school.
Who we got?
First and foremost, I want to thank y'all for everything y'all done. I appreciate my time. I'm like, damn.
You want some more?
To talk about it since we kind of touching on it. Keon Menfield hit the portal today from Washington. PJ, Pierre Brooks Jr. Michigan State.
What are you laughing at, Vince?
Right. He been waiting. Who else? We got
Julian Roper, man. That one caught me off guard.
From Northwestern,
Damn.
Yeah, so Chauncey.
Damn.
Chauncey,
that was a.
And Chauncey did commit to Western. I seen that.
Yeah, I like that.
Jason Drake, dudes from Cleveland State. So it's like people hitting this portal, bro. It's like I respect it and I understand it, but it's like we was talking in the car. Like I wonder if these coaches is kind of like getting rid of these guys too. Sometimes, like throw them in the portal right quick.
They definitely are.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And the thing is, whether you stay or whether even if it's a good decision for you to leave, you got to know it ain't gonna be easier.
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying. You got to
harder a little.
Yeah,
bit
you got to know you got to
be
built for it because if I talk about my brother, it was like when he played, he had a great freshman year at Indiana. The coach left, a new coach came in. You know what I'm saying? And he knew what I went through, and a new coach coming in was putting him through some unnecessary stuff.
Got you.
I was on some like, man, get through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he kind of knew like, nah, this ain't it.
This ain't gonna be the vibe.
This ain't it. I'm going where, you know what I'm saying, he ended up choosing Xavier.
Yeah.
There was a school that was on him since he was a youngin'.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it turned out to be the best, the right move.
Yeah.
But he had to sit out a year back then. He had to
That's
go.
what I was gonna ask. He left after his sophomore, right?
Left after his sophomore year, had to go through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And he had to prove himself, over and over again to make it to that level where he was at Indiana. Mm-hmm. So for kids that's making that decision, don't think the grass is just greener and you're going to just go somewhere and it's just going to be, you know what I'm saying?
The grass ain't always greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. You know what I'm saying?
Here you go.
I'm just saying, just a couple bars, just to drop right quick.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
like, what I respect about the Walt journey is, first off, he bigging up the OGs and he's able to recognize that at that point. Mm-hmm. But you ain't really talk about it too much. But them 6 o'clock wake ups, bro, I think that made you low key a little pro as a high schooler, because everybody ain't doing that faithfully. You know what I mean? So I think that's the biggest thing, just like putting in the work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro.
When we did the Breakfast Club, bro, that junk is hard, dog.
But I mean, when you get to college, bro, man, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? 6 a.m., you hit in the weight room, you got to go to class, practice after class. Like, that's the lifestyle.
So that transition might not have been as hard if our youngins right now get in the grind of that. You know what I mean? And just understanding that, ain't no other way around the work. So,
bro, I think the one thing that, being a dude that's still in my own career, it's kind of odd, because I still got to realize that I done kind of had to reflect my own life. I didn't kind of played in every league you can possibly play in. I done played in NBA, I done played in the Euro League, I done played in top German, I done played in top France, I done played in NBL, and I done played in the G League, I done played in every league, and it's the only thing that I can kind of garner out of all that stuff is bro, you got to be able to adapt, bro.
For sure.
You got to, because that's what life is. That's outside of basketball. You just got to be able to adapt, because it's everything ain't going to be tailor-made for you. Everything ain't about – everybody ain't – every situation you get ain't going to be red carpeted out for you. Sometimes you got to really figure it out. And I swear to God, growing up, now I'm at this point at 27 years old, bro, I really appreciate my OGs, because it's each situation I done got in, I feel I done already had that talk.
Somebody prepared you.
I understand, I done been bottom of the totem pole. I done been 13th, 14th man on the NBA roster. I done been in the game where I done started. I done been in the guy where I'm a rotation guy. I done been in the college setting when I'm the guy. I done been the high school guy where I'm the guy. So it's I done seen everything. So it's how can you keep finding ways to be impactful, to keep sticking around? Because that's what it's really about, for real. It's really about how long can you do this, and when you done, can you just really take your hat off and be I really gave everything I got, for real.
Hey, man, and I want the youngins to really hear what you saying, bro. Because I know we came up from I know me and I, just working hard and wanting to be in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? I really had the mindset, if I don't make the NBA, I'm a fucking failure. You know what I'm saying? And I put in all that work, and sometimes stuff happen that you can't control. But, I want the kids to realize what this guy is really accomplishing. You know what I'm saying? He's saying he's 27 years old. He went through the G League. He was on the NBA roster. He was in Europe. And he's, now when I look at players like that, them some of my favorite players.
I prefer them.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's, just getting thrown at them, and they still here. They still can be. He can walk into any gym right now and play against anybody.
For real. And you know what's really crazy? When I I played last summer, and I was I used to be a dude I'd rather really work out and kind of stay sharp. And when it's time to hoop, I don't really want to give you my what I look like in mid-season, because for me and you might be a junior, a sophomore in college, and you thinking of me when you see me as a junior in high school, you nah, no, he was cold.
Yeah.
But now you might see me like, nah, I'm kind of chilling. It's more so like I really kind of like want to feed you and kind of like help you, but like don't get it twisted.
Right.
Like,
Don't
when it's
come
time
for
to
me
buckle
like
them
that.
up,
And I think that's what you showed last year.
like I really,
I think that.
no, like I eat your face,
Bro,
bad.
like,
Like,
talk
bad.
about, dog, as a real hooper, I be hooping with real hoopers, right? And I can always see when I start doing a little good and I start feeling myself. Oh, like Jay, let me know real quick. Like, nah, bro, this ain't that. This ain't that, dog.
Bro, like I done
Yeah,
had
you
some
gotta
of
let
these
'em know,
stories
bro.
like where I done seen like everybody's favorite player hit that switch
Yeah.
and it be different. Like it's and I know I got that switch, but like I done had it happen to me. Like as a young girl, like some of my favorite players, like Lou Will, my dog to
You
this
got to
day,
switch on him.
got to switch. Like Paul George, got to
yeah.
switch.
Okay.
But it's like
That's baby.
I understand like everybody then went through that like that fire like
Yeah.
where you can understand like AI is Lou Will OG. So like
Yeah.
when AI is coming in on like a Tuesday like after a game and you like as a 17, 18-year-old trying to get off, like you gonna get off on AI, he chilling like but you catch AI when it's really popping time. Like, you see what AI
Yeah,
doing.
for sure.
What happened?
Yeah,
For
you
sure.
gonna see what's really going down for real. Like so
Hey, like it'd be funny because you like a lot of the younger people call me OG now, and I know you probably get that too. now.
man.
Like
You know
OG
what I'm saying? OG, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's like people be really trying to catch you like slipping, like sleeping, and it's like, bro, like you try to catch me down, you don't really know what it is, huh?
I'll be telling everybody like, look, bro, you like summer me, and then now I done got older. Like I enjoy being in shape now. Like
Yeah.
but like probably like 3-4 years ago, I was like, man, you know what I do.
Yeah.
Nah. If you catch me in the summer now, like where I'm at now, like, you gonna catch it. You gonna catch hell for real. Like, and I don't got no problem. Like, I don't got no problem giving you hell because it's like, you gonna appreciate it down the road. And I may help you. Just like, I remember my first hell moment. I was like 14 years old. Like, bro, Deion Harris probably scored on me like 12 times straight. And it was kind of like, I think I'm cold, but like, man, he just scored on me 12 straight times.
So I got some work to do.
And I like that work like gonna forever show. Like, and you ain't gonna never be able to hide. Like, them hours gonna show. Like, you can't replicate the work. The work gonna show for sure.
Yeah.
I respect that, bro. I want to talk about your NBA journey and like just your career in general, because I know you kind of played a little summer league right after you went undrafted, played summer league, I believe with Orlando, right?
Yeah.
And then got picked up by Miami.
Yeah.
So just that first first little taste of the league. Tell me how that was and what life was like. You know what I mean?
I think the best way to kind of explain it for me is like throughout my like sophomore year through my junior year, like senior year of high school, like college for real. I kind of like had like some real life, the moments where you kind of like gonna realize what you really stand on for real. Like the moments where can't nobody kind of like get you out the fire, is really just you.
Yeah.
And I had them moments and like forever my confidence will ever be high. So like my sophomore year I got hurt and I was kind of like projected kind of be like a 2-and-done dude. So it's like, it ain't humble me, but it was more so like, it kind of like brought me back to like the real rigors of everything. Like my junior year, I didn't stay in school. Like I came back and hooped at home. Like I need to get back to me.
Yeah.
So like my sophomore, like my junior and senior, I need to get back to D Walt, not like Derrick Walton. I need to be D Walt. So like my senior year, I had a real good senior year, and then like that Orlando was kind of like, I still feel like dudes was kind of like writing me off, but I knew what I was capable of, but I knew what was kind of like the product I had showed. So like the Orlando Summer League was real personal for me. Like I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like, I was really on something. I'm trying to rip everybody's head off.
Right.
You bought out.
And granted, like I played really well, and then like I got a 2-way with Miami, and then like that was my first real taste of the league, and then from there I just kind of like bounced. I wouldn't even say bounce around. It was just more so like keep like finding out different ways of like kind of sticking in that league. It's like it's a little different than people will kind of like.
And
understand.
I want to change like that narrative of like bouncing around. It's really just like your journey.
No, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
facts.
that's all it is. It's like it's not you bouncing around or you getting better or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, you know, he ready for whatever.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a journey.
Yeah, learning that
And
part
being ready
basketball.
all the time. Yeah.
Hey, what was it like being down there in Miami, like being a part of that culture? Because you hear about the Miami culture so much down, you know what I'm saying?
Pat
like,
Riley,
Pat
knee
Riley
pads,
down there,
elbow
you know what I'm
pads.
saying? UD, the OG down there. Like, what is it like down there, man?
Like,
Well, tell them about them workouts, like the tryouts and all that.
Oh my goodness! Like, I remember like when they gave me my pre-draft schedule, and like I was kind of like mapping out. Okay, I got Utah, then I got OKC, then I got Miami, and then when I hear Miami, I'm like, Miami not a basketball workout; it's a conditioning workout.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Luckily, I didn't get the conditioning workout. I kind of like, I got the skill version. So like when I kind of went into the program, it was like, I know what y'all about. Like y'all some hard nosed dudes, and it was everything of that. Like body fat, like them is still my guys to this day because I like we didn't really went through some stuff. Like Rodney McGruder, who at the Pistons is like my big brother. Like to this day, and like UD, my OG, like my real first OG in the NBA. Like James Johnson, like Deion Waiters, like all them dudes is still my guys. And I understand like that was the first like real like okay, this is the NBA. Like, I remember one day like I remember one day, bro, I rode 11 miles on the bike. 11, like real 11 miles on a virtual bike. And I got off there, I'm like, bro, like if this would it really take, like I can't wait to tell people because they don't really understand like what it really take. Like 11 miles on the bike is different, bro. Like so like being in like that type of shape was crazy. Like having like I was like 5'5" body fat. Like I was like 190. Like I was cut up. Like I was crazy. Like
he really be like watching what you eat and all that, right? That's why I heard some crazy stories.
Pat Riley, the real OG, like came into one of my like, yeah, I seen you like yesterday. You weren't going this hard. It's kind of like, bro, like.
Was he right though? Was he right?
Bro, like, no, he right, but like, you don't know what I'm going through. Like I ran 10 5s today, like five down and backs in a minute, like 5 times. Like you don't know, like, but that was like I would say this, like some of the OGs that was there, like Anthony Carter, them type of dudes, kind of like let me understand like what it takes to kind of like stay in that league. Like people don't understand the work behind the scenes. That's why like, I feel like for me now, like being the merger between like the young guys and like semi OGs, like guys kind of understand like they don't, like every time a dude like I see like every dude we don't talk about like probably like Pierre, like I'm gonna get him the real like every time because I'm like I don't want you to feel like you unprepared when you hit this stage, because if you hit this stage and you kind of get like shell shock, that could be like it. It really be over. Like they ain't giving you too many chances. Like I really want you to kind of like have a leg up. So my first real experience with the Miami Heat, bro, like I understood what it take to be in like NBA shape, like being able to pick up, like chase 20 ball screens, like almost a quarter, and still try to be impactful on both sides. Like,
man, that brings up a great point. That brings up a great point, man, because people don't understand that position you in when it's like you trying to make a team. You know, it's different from being like a lottery pick or a first round pick where you got like they give you a little room to mess up or whatever. Yeah. But when you trying to make a team, you got to be damn perfect. Yeah. You got to they looking at you, got to make every damn shot. You got to pick up full all that, and you can't show no ounce of weakness.
Body language got to be on point at all times.
And like he said, when you get that shot,
that's
like
everything.
That's everything. You got to, you know what I'm saying? So like we can even talk about last year at the Pistons. Like I watched every game when you got in, and you did a tremendous job. When you got in, you took the right shots. You kept the pressure on the defense. You made the right passes, and you won. Bro. So, like, just tell, like, the mind frame and the pressure and all that, what it takes when you're in that position.
Bro, you know what it's really like? That stuff comes from, like I said before, like, I had OGs. Like, you got to think, like, Jermaine Jackson is, like, one of those that kind of, like, made a career out of, like, being that guy. And embracing it.
People don't get enough respect to people like that, for sure.
Yeah,
people don't understand, like, them 15 spots is really harder than you can ever imagine in life, bro. Like, them 15 spots mean so much. Like, it can be some small stuff, but, like, what you got to be able to produce out on the floor is, like, some inhumane stuff. So, like, even the year before I got with the Pistons, I was with the Clippers, and I was in the same situation. Like, bro, I came back from Germany and had to make the team. Like, I played a whole season and played Summer League a week after finishing the finals. No matter what I felt like, okay, this is still, I got to still put my best foot forward no matter what. Like, and that's why I really be wanting other people to understand, like, people don't really care, bro. Like, people don't care, like,
what you did yesterday.
Like, people don't
right
care,
now.
like, and it's not even in a disrespectful manner. It's more so like, you got a job, I got a job, and my job is to put the best product on the floor. Your job is to be the best product. Like, so if you understand it from that dynamic, you want to kind of take it personal. So, like I said, I've been into a situation where, like, I wasn't even kind of like it wasn't even in the cards to make the team. But I'm like, I'm gonna bet on me. Like, I'm gonna get in the mix, and they like, guys, like, you don't understand what I bring to the table. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna make the team. So, like, when I was with the Clippers, bro, like, I was in the same back to the wall. Like, either you gonna make the team or you gonna kind of figure it out. And like I said, those small conversations with, like, Jermaine, just like little stuff, like being first to the gym, like staying after, getting outside of yourself, and kind of like being a guy where even if you know, like, your talent kind of overtake the position you in, still having the humbleness enough to, like, okay, I'm still gonna put the extra work in because I know what move the needle for real. Like, I know what really move the needle. Like, it's a lot of guys that can get this spot, but I'm gonna make sure you understand why I want this spot. Like, for real. Like, I'm gonna put this work in for real. So it's like, you know what I mean? I really be wanting the younger dudes to understand, like, bro, sometimes when it ain't kind of like made for you, like when it ain't made, everything ain't tailor made for you, them to be the best situation, because you learn like what you really about. Like, you really gonna have a real clear cut understanding of what you stand on, and if you really want it for real, you gonna make a way for real. Like, you gonna make a way.
I just think the hard work is like that's the constant in your career. Like, you're not like 7 feet. You 6 feet 6'1", and define the odds to me, in my opinion. And it's like everybody in the league damn near was a star high school player.
No, for
you know what I'm saying? So it's like even the last man on the bench and the work you put in, that's respect. So I know you played in France, Germany. So France was after Germany, is that right?
Yeah, France was definitely after Germany.
Okay.
I went from like, I was on a two-way with Miami. I played Summer League. They was kind of like put me in a role where they wanted to kind of like move me and see if I could be off the ball. It kind of didn't work out for me, just based on like my whole career dynamic being like a point guard.
Right.
And that's what I kind of got. Like, sometimes it ain't gonna be like so that's what I'm saying. Like, that role wasn't even for me. Like, I ain't never been no down screen shooter. Yeah. But like, for me, just like being adaptive, I'm gonna try to figure it out. Like, it didn't work out, but like, I'm gonna try to figure it out. But it's still kind of like unlocked a whole nother portion of my game for like, I can play, like, I can do it now. Right. But after that, it's kind of like I went to Germany, kind of like understood like what I can really kind of impact my way, like still be impactful in the game. Went to the Clippers, made like probably like my biggest contribution when I like say like NBA minutes, like finding out ways to still be like on the veteran team that's trying to win and still doing stuff that make me relevant, and then just kind of like keep rolling. Like, after that, kind of went to France. Like I said, I went to France and just kind of figured that out, like with Tony Parker, like kind of like talking to Tony Parker.
Was he the coach or was he a player?
Man, he was the president, man.
He was the president.
Because after that, I know you had like some with the Bulls, I believe, and then didn't end up sticking.
Well,
and I'm just trying to get to your way to Detroit, how you kind of end up and landed. You know what I mean?
This was the weirdest part about Detroit. The Clippers happened. I got traded at the trade deadline. I got traded to Atlanta. I got signed. I got traded for like, I think it was like cash and something. But like COVID had hit, and it was like 2020.
Yeah, that was that weird year.
That was that weird year, and it was like I signed a 10-day with the Pistons, but this was when like they probably was still like this when they just had drafted Dumbuya and like who else they had, like Bruce Brown, Luke Kennard.
Yeah.
Who else was on the team? Like Thon. This team was just all over the place.
Right.
It was all over.
Yeah.
Like, I had a 10-day, but it was like I just went through so much with the Clippers, bro. Like, that I wouldn't even say I was off basketball. It was more so like I done seen both sides of it. Like I done really put the work in and still got hold. I done played the politic game and still got hold. So I'm like, I don't really kind of know what to do now. Like, but I'm about to sign the 10-day with my home day team. I've been on the back end of a schedule where I kind of ain't been playing. I've been G League assignment. I'm playing. I done started in the G League assignment the next game. Like, all right, man. And then coming to the Pistons culture where it was kind of like it was completely like turmoil. Like everybody just kind of playing for themselves, and that it was just a whole different world again. Like we coming to like we just clocking, we just punching the clock.
Y'all just work there.
We just punching the clock for real. Like I got a parking spot, you got a parking spot. Your check come, my check come. When it's time to hoop, you won't be there. I'm gonna be there. But when it's over, with, we like I see you when I see you type. But it was like after that, like COVID had hit. I had like went through. I'm like, all right, I'm kind of like. I know what I'm about. I understand. Like, I done been through everything. I know what works. I'm going to do the whole little G League stuff with the crews. I think with the Pistons roster, I can at least kind of like work my way into like, if I'm going to start as a third, I'm going to work my way into the backup. I just know what kind of like move the needle. I know what coaches want. I know what coaches don't like.
And you led the G League in assists, by the way. You ain't say that. I wanted to just touch on that. Let him in assist.
I be trying to be humble about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Don't
bro,
be
I
humble
done
over
really
here.
did some cold. Like,
Hold on, we missed one of the stats he did at Michigan too. I think he's the only player to have how many points, assists, and
1,500, 400. Like,
he the only player. Then the all-time leading assists in one game. 16 assists.
Nah, bro, like
Put some.
I be trying to be like, I always keep the humble approach because like I understand it can be taken away. But I'm confident as hell in what I do.
I
put the work
think
in.
I feel the humble, but while we on this show, the kids need to know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like we be getting a lot of flack from like a lot of like coaches, parents, and all kind of stuff, and it's like you got to know you got to really put that work in and accomplish some stuff. Because there's people out here doing that, and it still ain't easy.
Bro,
Come on.
that's
You know
what I
what
was
I'm
thinking the whole time. I'm like, bro, sometimes I think about my high school accolades, and I'm like, that ain't enough. And I already was thinking like, okay, I need to still do more.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I done been at like one of the Power 5 conferences. I done been at a prestige school. I got the stats. I got the pedigree. And that still don't be enough. It's like, okay, you got to really bite down and be a little different. And like each time I understood that even though that might be everything, that's just still might not be nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that still might not be
That's
nothing,
exactly
bro.
what you said a couple weeks ago. You was talking about you won the championship. You know what I'm saying? You go, you all geek. You go right to the McDonald's All-American game, and they don't give a fuck about who you is.
Yeah.
Like they don't even know me. Like what's going on? Like I don't
and,
think, so. It's like
and that's the thing that I keep hearing him say about his OGs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at a point in my career, I really ain't had OGs. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm the firstborn, and a lot of stuff happened.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
And I know one of the things like that I was impressed about his career is he played tremendous in the G League. Got called up to the NBA. Was the reason the team won in the NBA. The Pistons won. You know what I'm saying? It provided some morale to the whole organization. And he should have been, got a guaranteed contract after that year. And he still had to have just the endurance and determination to take a job overseas in Australia and win a championship.
in a good league.
In a good league.
Right. Yeah.
And now you come back here and it's like, after doing all that, like I wish, and sometimes I got so low, like I went into like training camps and completely dominated and got cut. And I go back home demoralized, like, you know what I'm saying? But I wish like I was coming back home and I had somewhere to keep playing and listen to somebody and be like, stay in the gym, like it ain't over or this or that. And that's what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like after, not getting what he thought he deserved, he stayed ready and went and won a championship. So it's not like you sitting like, yo, I could go overseas too, or I could be back in the league. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like the best thing I think about the NBL, like, kind of what it tested was like, I knew the pathway, and like I knew my determination was like I wanted to get back to the NBA, of course.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like my whole entire like game was predicated on like being able to play and like playing in space, making plays, making shots. It was always my journey. Like, I feel like that was everything I predicated my game on. Every one of my OGs kind of like foresighted and seen I could play in the NBA. And it was like, to still kind of like have those dudes that went through it and still not like get what I thought I deserved based on the knowledge I had. Like real humbling for real. Like it was humbling. It was humbling.
And what's the reason that you want to be back in the league? Because I know like me, like when I was like at one point when I had to go overseas and I had a great year overseas. I went to Israel, had a great year overseas. And my agent called me and was like, yo, we got some teams interested. You got some deals. And I was kind of like, at that point, I was like, man, I didn't try it out for 3 teams. I did my thing. They still cut me. I was on there like, man, the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm living good over this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to go back trying to play the politics and da-da-da. But, you know, you back and you like, man, I want to be back in the NBA. Like, what's that reason? I know one of mine is it's some of the best talent in there and you want to prove that, you know, you can play against them.
It was a couple of stories that I had growing up, like in my journey that kind of like gave me the confidence. Like I never kind of like lose this. I remember probably like our 3rd preseason game, and this one probably me and Lou Will got as cool as we probably are to this day. And it's like, again, I think like all my homeboys know I'm not a dude that I don't really do the name dropping. I don't really like. If I really got a genuine relationship with you, it's kind of like because we didn't kind of built it because it just organically happened. And this is kind of like one of the dudes I can really kind of like speak on. Like we got an organic relationship. Yeah. We played a preseason game, and I murdered it. I probably like 15-9. And you got to think like at 6'1", as a backup point, 15-9 sounds crazy for real.
Yeah, right. That's
so
crazy.
Like,
okay. Yeah.
You pulled me to the side like, hey, youngin, you got poise for real. Like you really can play this game. I don't want you to ever lose this confidence that you got from this game because I done seen you in different scenarios be like poised enough to like show you can play in this. I'm like, and this is one of the dudes I done grew up watching.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, if one of my old heads and gave me a nod, I don't need no confidence from nobody. Like this is one of the dudes I done seen grow up and kind of like be everybody's favorite. Like this dude that gave me the respect on my game. So I'm like, I know I belong. So now for me, it's kind of like I done seen. Like, the Tyus Jones role for me is kind of, like, ideal for me. Like, a guy that can put pressure on the rim. I can hit shots. I play the pick and roll real well. I can defend. And I'm like, you just know what you're going to get from me. Like, I just feel like I'm at that career, like, at my point in my career, like, you know what you're going to get from me. I'm going to be a team-first guy. I'm going to make sure everybody get their shots. I'm going to make the shots that I take. And then when it's time to be aggressive in this scenario, I'm going to be effective in that, too. So it's like, I always wanted to, like, put myself against the best, like, or what they perceive as the best. And, of course, like, it's just something that I always – it's not about proving nobody wrong for me no more. It's like it's about proving myself right. So it's like I know what I put the work in. I know what each summer I put in to this game. And I wouldn't say I want to get rewarded. It'd just be more so satisfying for me to be like, my family know what I put into this. Like, so them seeing me play – on a nightly basis or enough, like 41 games would be enough for me.
Yeah.
That'd be enough for me.
It seemed like all the different levels that you done played on, man, it seemed like the one thing we've been talking about a lot is that you won in all these different places. It seems like, you know, you have to adapt in different countries, you know what I'm saying? Because different countries, different style of play. What was the difference in style of play, G League compared to the NBL? Because, you know, those last 2 stunts, like.
You know what I would like, and this is no knock to either league, it's like, the resources behind the NBL kind of make the NBL be as, like, gratifying as it is. Like, what we both know, like, everybody from the city know, we know 2-3 dudes that be like, man, if he can figure it out or he can, like, take some distraction out, he can go play somewhere, like, and that be the difference for real. Like, can you really keep your head on enough to kind of deal with what you kind of going to deal with over there? Like, that be the real difference. And it'd be the resource for like the G League is kind of full of guys that like probably like 2 or 3 different things away from being like almost a rotational guy. With the NBL, it's like they're gonna pour everything into it. Like they're gonna give you that same resource that you don't have in the G League. It kind of like give you a whole different perspective and like way of like learning the game, and then you just gonna get it more respected because they putting the same resources in it. Like, man, I can think of so many guys like a dude like Paris Bass. Like if y'all know who Paris Bass was, and you see his highlight, you'd be like, yo, like why he not in the NBA? Like, it's because there's so many of him. But when you go over there and you do it, it's kind of like, okay, you didn't prove you could do it on a national scale. Now we respect it because it's just the resources, and then it's partly just the fluidity and just more so the respect for the game, for real.
Gotcha,
real.
gotcha.
That NBL, I seen LJ over there actually when they was in Australia for the fight, and I seen him, pull up to the game, and the atmosphere, bro, it was lit in that boy. So winning that championship, let's talk about that right quick and just get into, the poise is what I like what you said. Like that poise is what he played with for real, and like that's what you want out of your point guard. So winning that, like, and then being the MVP, like what kind of confidence does that give you coming back? You know what I mean?
I guess for the most part, like I was supposed to be replacing the guy that was the MVP.
Okay.
So it's like, again, and people don't kind of like notice about me. Like, if you know me, you know what I like kind of take personal. Like, don't doubt nothing I'm gonna do. Like, don't doubt nothing I'm gonna bring to the table.
Right.
Like, I just played. I came out of the shadows of a guy that was a national player of the year. Like Trey Burke was the national player of the year. So it's like, all right, what they got next? So it's like I already been living in that shadow. So I'm like, now I'm in my professional career, and I know what I bring to the table. I know what type of dude I am. It's like, y'all gonna keep hitting me with this. So I'm like, nah. I do gotta like chip on my shoulder. Cause like, man, I'm from the east side of Detroit, bro. Like, I ain't really, I don't hide it. Like, I know when it's time to like really get in the mud.
Yeah, you ready?
You ain't gotta look for me. I'm gonna find you.
Okay.
Like, you ain't gotta look. I'm gonna find you.
Yeah.
So like, the whole year was more so like, how can I keep proving every day that I'm the guy? Like, like I might not get the notoriety, but in my head, I'm gonna like you. When you leave, you gonna know I was out there. Like, so I understood what the league was about. Like, everybody from the league it was more so NBA style. I took the personal challenge. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get out of my comfort zone too. Like, I'm gonna take away anything that could be a distraction, anything that's comfortable, and I'm just gonna put everything back into basketball. Like, that was my whole thing. This like past, I'm gonna put everything back into basketball, and I'm gonna just let everything be. Like, when I'm done with it, I'm gonna just let it lay because I know what I gave to it, and that's what it came out to be. It's like it was so personal for me because I ain't never been doubted so much in my life. Like me,
like all of a sudden y'all just
like
gonna
all of a
start
sudden
doubting?
y'all just forgot what I like come to the table with. Like, y'all forgot my resume. All right, cool. Like, I'm cool with proving it because I know my whole 3 years in NBA I had to prove it every day. So it's like I'm not opposed to it, but now I'm at the point like now you're gonna put respect on it, bro. You got to because I can get it done on any continent. I can get it done in any league.
Right.
You can put me out there with any 4 guys. I'm gonna find a way to mesh, and I'm gonna be impactful. And I'm about winning. So like that's always what I was judged on, wins and losses. So if you win with a good stat line, you look cold. You lose with a good stat line.
And overseas like that, if you lose, you out of there.
Literally.
You feel me?
Literally.
But the one thing I'm taking away that reminded me of some of the stuff that like I did in my professional career is I know it was at a point in my career where it was like, okay, I was going these places, but I really wanted to be back in the league. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I wasn't, at the time, taking advantage of the situation I was going into. So I get around like my second, third like situation, and I had to realize like, yo, I ain't leaving these situations in good standing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to make some money. I want to be able to come back to a team. You feel me?
For sure.
And it's like you got to realize that, like, youngins coming up, it's like, even if you're not in the NBA or you playing overseas or you trying to get back into the NBA, no matter what's going on, the situation ain't going to be perfect. You got to find a way to make that work and leave that situation in good standings. And it's like you can go back to Australia whenever the you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And make some
gladly take
paper.
them back.
I mean,
you feel me?
In Australia, Australia is a highly respected league, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
After
that
beating
ain't
the Suns too earlier, preseason.
Exactly,
Remember that one?
exactly, man. So
it's
to go over there, win a championship, win MVP, man, big salute on that one.
About being a professional, right?
I mean, I'm gonna just I speak my mind over here. I want to see you on the NBA, franchise, roster. I want to see you back on 2K, because on 2K, the three was 90, it was 92. I'm like, yo, so hey, real quick for people like me, man. Like, when you felt respected when you seen that 93 pointer. I know you did.
You know, it's crazy. Like, it all come full circle. I swear to God. Like, I always I kept tabs on everything how it made sense to me.
Yeah.
Remember when I said my freshman year, I never was allowed. I wouldn't say I wasn't allowed, but it's like the ball screens was Nick and Karis.
Right.
If I'm not getting the ball at the ball screens, if I want to score today,
I'm chilling. I'm waiting on it.
Corner Trey.
Yeah.
And I played a whole season with Paul George and Kawhi. I'm gonna get the ball over them. No, I'm gonna be effective again on this catch and shoot. So I'm telling you, bro, like,
work paid it off.
you gotta really just understand that being of course, availability is your best ability, but being adaptive is gonna forever keep you around. Like, finding ways to keep being impactful. And that was my way. Like, okay, I'm gonna be in 3-and-D point guard. I'm gonna pick you up full, and when you leave me, I'm gonna bomb you. So
that's your role.
It was simple as that. Like, it was simple as that. Like, don't leave me. I'm gonna bomb you. And then I know, like, I like scoring regardless. Like, if this my way of getting on the scoreboard tonight, I'm about to thump this. Like, I'm about to thump this for sure.
Like, is anybody banging your line right now? You know what I'm saying? After that championship?
You know what's crazy? I always been a dude that be like, I like to be where my feet are. Like, when I'm my mind, like when I get the opportunity to kind of like drift, that's when I'm at my worst. So, like,
say that again. I like to be where my feet are.
No, you got to be where your feet are. Like, there ain't no way around that. You ain't gonna get the most out of your situation if you ain't where your feet at. It's like, and I learned that the hard way. Like, I done been in a situation where I'm like, I'm just trying to get through this to get and I done kind of look back now, like, that was like one of the worst years of basketball for me. So now
that's some real.
Real
me and my brother just talked about that.
Yeah, I'm forever where my feet at. Like, I'm right here with y'all. I'm right here with y'all. Like, no matter what.
Present, yeah.
And
we made a T-shirt with that on there, bro.
Right, no faking. No faking.
Real. That's hey.
So, like, as much as I've been where my feet is at, I always got the best results. And like I said before, with this NBL stuff, bro, like, I kind of like tuned out everything. It was kind of like, I'm going to kind of go into a shell for 7 months. Like, how can I get back to being the best version of me? And I cut out all that stuff. It's like, man, it just changed everything for me. Like, so now I'm in a position where it's like, of course I got the opportunity to kind of like go somewhere and make 7, 8 figures. You know, like, but for me, I won't kind of like get the personal satisfaction out of everything if I'm not back in the NBA, kind of like contributor in the way I've always known I can be. It's not, like I said, it's not about proving nobody wrong. No. For me now, it's like, I want to prove me right. Like, every time I want to prove me right at this point.
Yeah, I know you want your hoodie mellow too, because I seen you pull up at the regional final.
Both games.
But I seen you come in on the low, you know what I'm saying? Just on the low and just, you know what I mean? Just in your zone. So, like, I respect it, bro. And I for sure wish you the best, you know what I'm saying, as far as, like, what you want to happen. Because I feel like you can be, like you said, that Tyus Jones role. You can kill that role on many squads. So,
We got to call Troy, man.
you think so?
We got to call Troy.
I don't know if he want.
Troy, make it.
I mean, I don't know if he
Troy
want
gotta
to be
make
back
it
around
happen,
here, man.
Troy got to make it happen, man. God damn.
We got to get him in a winning situation, man. Come on, dog. He
gonna turn it around, man. We got to call Troy, bro.
I feel like now, at 27, going into 28, it's like, I can honestly say, like, I done been through, I wouldn't say everything. I know it's more to come, but it's like, I don't think nothing fazed me no more. It's like, if you give me this role, I probably didn't played it before, and if not, I'm gonna figure it out. So it's like, nah, I just want to be, I want to say I want to be value. It's like, I feel like I proved my worth in some way, shape, or form, and I just want you to kind of understand, like, look, this is what you getting out of me, and if this is what you trying to get done as far as like winning, you plug me in and we gonna figure it out together. Like, that's just always how I've been. Like, I want, like, winning has always been pivotal, but I understand, like, the little small stuff that go into it. I'm like, ain't no such thing as small stuff if it all add up to big stuff, bro. Like, everything is monumental for real. Like, everything is colossal, because you don't really, like, I know you know, Joe. Like, and like I said, I respect all the OGs. Like, it's so much stuff that I ain't get to accomplish that I know dudes that accomplish can say and can attest to. Like, I can't believe that didn't turn out to what you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it don't even make sense sometimes. It's like, so I'm like, man, I'm humble enough to know that my spot can be taken, but I'm like, I'm confident enough to know, like you're gonna have to figure out a way to, like, get me out my spot though. Like, you gotta figure it out for me too. So
Damn.
For sure.
I feel that, bro. I want to. One of my favorite basketball questions out of all these podcasts that's out. One of my favorite questions. I think y'all know where I'm going with the knuckleheads. Who was the first player to bust your ass? Like, and it could be practice. It could be. I know you talk about Dion, going crazy on you, and then vice versa. Who the first player you might have gave some work to right quick? If you could answer that.
I think like everybody respected like the NBA level. So like my first real matchup, where like I was really on the guy for like a whole, and I'm like, nah, this. I see why he like Kemba Walker was OD
Different.
for me. Like
Okay.
I'm like, bro, like.
And y'all kind of match up a little bit, like, what I'm saying, size-wise and
And when
whatnot.
I first got him, he was like, he had Dwight Howard as a big. So, like, Dwight Howard setting these high ball screens.
Man, it's hard getting around that shit.
And then
Yeah.
he already like Barry Sanders. He gone.
Yeah.
And he gonna snatch, pull, step back. I'm like, nah, Kemba Walker a problem. And, like, probably the first guy that, like, gave me, I wouldn't even say gave me confidence, but, like, once I got, like, off on this team, like, I remember one night we played Dallas. And I got, like, thrown in on a fire situation. And I just know, like, coaches kind of expect some guys are like, I've been waiting on this. So, like, I played, like, Bam is my guy. Like, Bam Adebayo is my guy. So, it's like, I done had a stint where I done had, like, 4-5 possessions. I look up, I got 75. All because I done been in the fire with Dragic. I've been in the fire with Dion. I've been in the fire with Rodney Magruder. I've been in the fire with Tyler Johnson. Like, all these dudes is every day. Like, so it's like, I'm not, like, scared of nothing. I'm more so, like, sometimes get starstruck. Like, when I ran up against Chris Paul, I was damn near like I don't even want to touch it. This is my favorite player. I don't even want to touch it.
That mid-range crazy, too. I don't care if you ain't.
Next time I see him, it's like, I mean, your check come on the first, mine come on the first, mine come on the 15. Like, I got to figure it out, too. But to say the first person that probably busted my ass probably for sure was probably Kemba. Kemba for sure. Kemba for sure.
That's crazy as hell because I can attest to those moments, man. Mine wasn't really like a player. It was when Phil Jackson walked in the gym. When I was a big like Bulls, Michael Jordan. It wasn't even Kobe. It was Phil Jackson walked in that bitch, and I'm like,
You seen the smoke on the floor?
yeah, I was like, I played so.
You kept looking over there. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
Just getting into like how closely did you follow high school basketball in Michigan? I know you was in like your own little bubble in Australia, but did you ever tap back in? Do you know anything like that was going on,
Bro?
Any players?
My thing is, like, I always want to be tapped in, and I got so many relationships with them dudes. Like, it's just kind of like I don't want to be a dude that kind of like throw it out there. It's just kind of like these are organic, like, bro, like Baby Cheeks, like Cheeks, bro. He been coming to our games since he was like 6, 7 years old. Like, it's a video of him in a Burberry shirt that's 6, 7 years old watching K Field. Like,
Ben drippy, huh?
Grew to do this, like, so like to see him kind of like grow into, like, it's like
you ain't surprised, but you surprised, like, dog.
I'm surprised how tall he is, but like the skill, like all that, he been had that, like
Crazy, yeah.
Like now it's like I'm just a supportive big brother for real. Like I'm dumb support. Like I was texting him before I like played one of my games. Like, look, bro, I need you to win so I can come catch you on Wednesday. Like, even McKinney, like I hit him like, look, I heard you this. I gotta come check you out in person. I like to see it.
Tapped in.
Like I really respect because I respect each generation because each generation look different, bro.
Yeah.
Like when I was growing up watching, like my favorite player was Maurice Jones-Drew. Like, and he was cold. Like he was 5'7". He was cold to me, but like I still got like visions of seeing like Manny play. Like I done been through so many eras, so like I respect each era. So now I'm like in this era where like these
So
dudes
skillful,
is dumb skilled.
bro.
Like
Oh
I respect it. I just respect it.
Yo, I love to hear that. Like you still you tapped in with, you know what I'm saying, this current generation because, man, we all know what that does for your confidence, man. You got ones, you know what I'm saying, somebody that's currently
that
playing
text
on
from
that
D-Walt,
level.
you like,
man,
oh,
you like,
okay.
man, what? Like your confidence going through the roof, man. And I
Right.
think that's something that we really need in the state of Michigan. Making sure, you know what I'm saying, the ones playing on the next level still tapped in and with the ones that's currently playing and coming up. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's what's going, you know what I'm saying, big ups. I mean, that's going to up the culture. That Michigan.
That is huge though, because like, you know, I spend a lot of time in LA and being in the gym, and I see Baron Davis in there with the young guards coming up with Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and giving them game. You know what I'm saying? And my era of like Detroit, it was like, especially when that ban happened at Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't see Jalen Rose and Chris Webber to just get game because you know what I'm saying.
Facts.
Just being able to like, I mean, these kids is blessed to be able to talk to D. Walton and he be able to tell you stories, and it's like it's huge because you be like, okay, I can get there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like a
Like
little
that's
GPS
huge.
to have, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like Chiefs can tap in, like, yo, bro, I'm seeing the situation. I don't know if he's gonna go to Michigan, but I know he got the offer today,
Yeah,
I believe.
that's amazing.
So but you know, he can kind of like reach out and tap in and just get advice and just get some direction. Like, nah, youngin, you know what I'm saying? Play that like this, or you know, you just get that
you need that.
advice you
Keep
need,
going.
bro. And every
Keep
field,
going is enough. You know what I'm saying? Just to hear somebody that been through it,
Exactly, yo.
like, yo, keep going.
My
You
thing
know what I'm
was
saying?
always be like, bro, you ain't never too big for nothing. Like, like I done seen every from the biggest stars of everything still be the most humbleable. So I'm like, who am I to kind of not like still reach back? And I enjoy that stuff. Like I work out with Stout. Like Stout was my guy, and I see all these dudes in the summer, and I'm like, he be kind of like, yo, you want to work out with such and such? I'm like don't kind of like ration me out. Like I want to kind of like still brush them shoulders. I brush shoulders with them, like, cause I understand how impactful that stuff was for me, bro. Like
We on the same journey for real.
I swear to God,
Like
Ray McCallum, like playing at UAD like summer league, and like dude like Ray McCallum, like nah, like young, you cold, like that type of stuff is like
Change
you know,
your life.
everything for real. So I understand it from that dynamic, but like I also want them to understand from the dynamic, like don't rush your process either. Like don't try to get to the money of it way before you get to like mastering like what kind of get you to it. Like so I swear like that's my whole goal for me now. Like now I want to bridge the gap between like being like educational to the point where like I don't give you the fake side of nothing. I'm gonna give you the real, but I want you to understand like it's gonna be work behind it too. So like just like whenever you need to kind of like kick it with me, like I'm an open book. Like from the best player to the semi-best player, like I really enjoy helping them because like I knew what that what it meant to me to like anybody I looked up to and played against or like wanted to play against or I thought was good and they spoke like that, like it boosts, like you say, it just boosts everything for real. Like it give you a whole whirlwind of confidence for real. I always wanted to be that light because somebody was there for me for real. Like a lot of people was there for me.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to see these runs this summer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hope you tapped in at least for one of them. You know what I mean? So that'd be cool to see and kind of just get them boys some real game. Just right quick, let them know what you still got to work on. As far as in the league right now, I want to talk a little bit about the league. I want to, I ain't gonna skip over college. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna double back, but like, who you got coming out the West, bro? I feel like a lot of teams is crazy right now, and I feel like the East is more. We gotta know what the vibes is in the East. Bucks, you know what I mean? What? Who else?
Bucks, Boston,
Philly, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
You like
Cleveland for
Cleveland?
sure.
He talking
Oh
Cleveland.
yeah, Cleveland,
Cleveland
your
for
squad. Them the four usual suspects, but in the West, I feel like a lot of teams can take it. What's your thought process on that?
Kind of like trying to like make sure I like still stay up to date with like the playing style and like how playoff basketball gets played. Now it's a little different, but like of course like Phoenix is gonna always be like. Of course you never write off Golden State.
Yeah, they're my top two for real because of KD and the Warriors. But like the Nuggets, Grizzlies, is they for real?
We don't believe them. They need more people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
I feel you.
It's so many like the game's so dynamic, bro. I feel like with the Warriors, you kind of just trust the template. You trust the like the structure and like the culture that they done built. So it's kind of like you never write them off. Yeah, you don't write them, but that don't even make sense to write them off. And then like the player addition, like KD to Phoenix, that make them a whole different team down the stretch in the second half of a game. So it's like it's wide open, but you got favorites. But I still never write off the Warriors, bro. The Warriors is
serious.
Yeah, like that been working for so like everybody like you can't beat somebody at what they started. Like you can't small ball them. Like it don't make sense. You can't
Steph crazy.
them.
Steph's still crazy. Like he
out-small-ball
liable to go crazy, bro. And then okay, so like the Sacramento Kings, we seen them have a crazy year. Mike Brown come in since the beginning of the season. We was on it. You know what I mean? We all feel like they're gonna lose in the first round though. But we bigging up what they doing. Do you see them having a run in the playoffs? Could it happen?
Did Dallas just lose too today? They
They just lost.
Damn.
They out of it right now.
As far
They
as
out of that.
a third, I think a 6 seed. Like if you let like I said, like these teams, like
Right.
you let like a Dallas or anybody sneak into like a 6 seed, like probably the Warriors are a 6 seed right now. You don't,
Yeah.
like, Sacramento,
You don't want
you ain't
that
trying to see
smoke.
them 4 times.
You ain't trying
Now
to
I
see
want
them.
that smoke, bro.
Yeah, you ain't trying to see them 4 times. But I mean,
Your
it's
boy
always,
back.
It's always dope to see somebody like do something they ain't did in a while. They ain't won in a while, so it's dope to see a minute. But like that West is a monster, bro.
It's a
West
monster, bro.
Hey, being that you was a part of the Clippers, you know what I'm saying, in the past.
Clipper Nation right here,
No,
bro.
no. Do you see, is there any chance of them making a run? Like, do you, like, with what they got?
Bro, you know what's really scary about like basketball right now? This is the deepest you gonna ever see NBA rosters.
Man, deep
Yeah.
as hell.
Bro, the
Everybody-
Clippers is
real.
really like 11 deep. Like
Yeah.
11 playable guys, not like 11 guys you got on like.
No, you right.
They
Like
got
rotation,
11
like 8
playable
minutes, 10
dudes.
minutes a
Yeah.
night, dudes.
So
yeah.
it's like I feel like in the playoffs, of course, like if you can get a Kawhi every night and you let everybody else kind of chime in, like the Clippers is like people don't even know Norman Powell probably averaged 20 off the pine.
Yeah, he
Powell
a problem
bucket,
for
bro.
sure.
Norman
He a
Powell's a
bucket.
problem.
I love
for
Norman
real.
Powell, bro.
Yeah,
the
no
Clippers-
As soon as they got him, I said, damn.
The West gonna be wild, bro. It's gonna
Wild, bro. West is wild. They gonna play to the last day.
I don't know where we're going, but
be like 5 to 7 games left for real.
5 to 7. So
Something like that.
I think I'm rolling with the Warriors still, man. Joe, where you at with it?
I can't look past the Warriors. I can't. You know what I'm saying?
The Suns Warriors is
The
what I
Suns
want.
got
That's
it.
what I want.
The Suns got a chance. He a big CP fan. You know what I'm
Word.
saying?
Facts.
I got
But
multiple
he got
CP3 questions.
He got to win.
Nah, I'm with him. I want him to win, but I ain't gonna lie, man. Like you just said, that
I be
Warriors-
chopping CP. I ain't gonna even
Yeah.
lie.
Like CP?
I like him. I think he just been overrated for a long time.
To each his own. Like I see. Both
Tell me
sides.
why Joe wrong. Please help me
Yeah,
out.
tell me why-
Tell me why
I wanna
Joe.
know why
Tell
I'm
me why he
wrong.
ain't overrated because that mid range when he don't dribble.
No,
I
he
know
can
you're
do
like-
all that. He can do all that.
Okay, but
He
what
can
is
do all-
his attitude?
No, I ain't gonna lie. CP really got game. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He got game. I think he was just one of them guys that came in at one point and it was like they was trying to usher him into like the number 1 point guard in the league
Early.
And I think he always been up there, but it was always a guy like I remember it was like between him and Darren
Williams.
Darren
Yeah.
Williams. Then it was like when D Rose came, it was D Rose.
D Rose
you know what I'm saying?
athletic, but Chris Paul up here and he just do the right thing. So
But his longevity and all that, and then I feel like he
OKC
ain't never won the
Hornets, the OKC Hornets, Chris Paul. I love that Chris Paul.
no, you
know
said
what I'm saying?
OKC Hornets.
Remember back when they was playing in OKC for a second?
Yeah.
When it was like he was like there before the team, before the franchise was there and all that. So
yeah.
that's kind of like the CP3 I love, but like I have heard stories and all that from different shows, podcasts. But tell me why CP3 that guy?
CP, like, bro, I feel like everybody gonna get a guy that can kind of like relate to, and that was the guy I could relate to.
Okay.
I'm a similar size. I'm about the same things. Like, I'm gonna give you everything on both sides. Like, I'm gonna kind of like I'm gonna distribute. I'm gonna score. I'm gonna defend. I'm gonna lead. And for me, I just feel like now that I done kind of like seen it from a whole different lens with CP, I can kind of see why he ain't like he ain't everybody's favorite.
He ain't like a fan favorite
he
or
not
like
a
a
fan
player
favorite.
favorite.
Like a lot of people, you can find a lot of holes in this game. You can almost argue and say you can find a lot of guys that can do what he do at his age, but it's like I'm still stuck on the same area you in. Like I'm stuck on New Orleans.
Yeah, the Warriors. when they
I'm
played
stuck on him.
He was a
dunking.
problem.
Yeah.
But now I feel you for sure. It's like now it's just kind of like with the switching on defense. Like what do you kind of like get from CP? Like you know what I mean? Like you can't switch with CP 1 through 5. Like and then you go get KD. I guess like this is probably gonna be like this. He gonna be a scapegoat at this point.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
somebody
KD
gonna
did.
save you. Like
Yeah.
we need somebody to come save it because when it come down to money time, we got Book and we got CP who might blow his hammy for real. Like just be 100.
Right.
Just be 100.
Might get a little flat tire.
It gets
he might get played
it get tough for him. Like when they get later into them playoffs,
No, for
it
real.
get tough for him getting a shot
I
off.
swear
He can't get a shot off.
He can't.
Yeah,
That nobody
that
care if you shoot on runaway tools in the
yeah,
playoffs, bro.
yeah, it'd be tough for him. So
No, for sure.
So KD gonna help big
he
time.
definitely gonna help for
can't
sure.
do
KD make to me it's gonna make it And I really feel like that run they about to go on I'm hoping for it.
Yeah.
Because it ain't guaranteed to work. You know what I mean? But I think it will. I'm hoping.
All right, that's what you root for? It sounds like you were.
No, I'm hoping for the Suns Warriors. I want to see that 7-game series.
Okay, yeah.
I want to see them match up in the playoffs. I don't care if it's second round. I want it to be conference finals, but the way they set up, I don't know if that can happen.
I need the Warriors to stay in that 6th seed.
Oh, wow. Take out the Kings?
If they
Oh,
do,
you trying to keep them away from the Clippers?
No. If they play the Kings and they beat the Kings, I would love to see them play the Grizzlies in the second round, bro. I want to see that Grizzlies.
Because you think the Grizzlies are going to take them out?
I don't know if they'll take them out. I just want to see that matchup. Dylan Brooks, Draymond, that intrigues
I'm glad you
me,
brought
bro.
that up
I
because
like
I want
that,
to
bro.
talk Ja a little bit. I know Ja going through a lot. You know, we ain't judging him over here on no blood, no foul. But I feel like he got out of his way a little bit, you know what I mean? Just for a second. But I want to know, like, your thoughts on Ja. Who do you compare him to? And what do you see about this little drama he's in, and how can he get past it?
Bro, I got to get a story now because, like, my first ever start was against the Grizzlies. And I remember vividly, it was kind of like, I was kind of thinking of it in the sense of, like, this a whole different mind frame you got to get in and starting the game. It's like, you ain't coming in when the game kind of start. You kind of like setting the tempo.
The tone, yeah, bro.
I remember it was like probably midway through the first quarter. In the game going so much like this, you can kind of get lost in not even looking up at the scoreboard. You can kind of just kind of be locked in like, okay, this is my assignment. I got to kind of get over it. I got to get over the screen. I got to get back. I got to get in the help. I got to get back. I got to
Right.
You
Focus
focus
on
on
the
lost
look, yeah.
in like your ability, like your duties. Bro, I remember like one like semi-transition. I think like Tyus Jones had it. And I'm kind of looking at him like he kind of like loying me. And I'm kind of like looking like, man, he threw it up to Ja. And I turned around and I'm like,
Hell no.
this is the difference right here. Like, this is like I'm not going up top with him. Like, you know what I do up there. But for the most part, I feel like, man, he got some AI to him as far as like the electricity he brings. Like, he 1-on-1 for real. Like, he can kind of like, he can almost be the face of a league with a losing record. How he kind of like come out every night, like just based on like what he brings to the table. But
They in the second seed, and then when he don't play, the squad still be winning.
bro, it's like he got a whole different type of different impact. Like he one of those dudes that it look flashy and it like he getting a job
And he getting it done.
getting it done. So it's
Yeah.
like you can't really deny it. But like when it comes to off the court stuff, like what I always kind of like got to test to being like in a situation like, man, just kind of like you'd rather keep your nose clean, bro. Like you don't really want too much extra
No pun
attention that you
intended,
like pretty much for real. Like you would rather just kind of like stay out the way. Like, like that's what I was always like. You don't get framed if you ain't in the picture. I really wish for him. Like I enjoyed how he was kind of enjoying being like a kid in the NBA.
For
Like,
sure. Yeah.
I enjoyed the like electricity like he brought. Like he was really like almost becoming the face of like the younger guys, and him and LaMelo Ball was like kind of dudes like like young dude love.
Yeah.
Ain't no kind of that was like
that
it is.
Kind of had to like dress it up again because you know that them accusations kind of serious. So I really would wish if I was like somebody that would be like close to him or like advised to him. It's kind of like I wouldn't kind of like make it seem like it's the end of the world, but my whole kind of like point would be like just kind of like understand the impact that you got.
Yeah.
As much as you
like
want to
a-
be yourself
yeah,
and kind of
bro.
be yourself, just understand like being yourself don't kind of like benefit you all the way. Like you being as open as you are with your personal life, kind of like don't
Live and all
coincide with
that,
your
yeah,
professional
bro.
life. Like
Facts.
kind of keep that stuff to the side and just, you know, it ain't about being fake. It's about kind of like realizing that you got people that's relying on you. Just realize that. That's what I would kind of like tell them. I wish it didn't happen for real because, like I said, I just don't like the fact that he gonna kind of be like suit and tied up. And
Yeah, he
everything's
under
gonna be
scrutiny
well.
now by like the older generation, but I feel like the younger generation ain't tripping on none of that.
Oh no, for sure.
We ain't tripping on none of
They
that.
didn't.
Like,
The younger generation didn't seen too much. You
Yeah,
feel
it's
me?
like,
Like with
he
social
did that,
media, they be
yeah.
like, "Man, quit tripping." You know what I'm saying?
ESPN be tripping, but it's
Yeah.
like we like he all right.
Yeah, that's tough though. Cause how old is Ja? He like 23.
bro,
So
right,
it's like,
Yeah, he's super young.
So like a regular dude at 23. Hey, Ja, get your money, man. Ain't nothing, that ain't gonna stop it. Because I knew as soon as you come back, dog, it's like he's still Ja.
Nah, for
And
sure.
the streets still love Ja more than anything, bro. I can't think of any other player that's gonna be like set to lead the league. I feel like Luka is who ESPN and them want to like carry the torch once Bron gone. But I feel like AI, same thing you said. He the voice of the generation, bro.
yeah.
He got kids jumping on tires. My son like, yo, let's go jump on some tires. It's like I respect that. So
Can't deny a job, bro.
can't deny Ja ever, bro. I feel like it's a lot, you know what I mean, that I guess young players deal with. But it's like you said, it's a gift and a curse. And if you stay focused on your journey, and I feel like with your journey, I heard you talk about yoga, doing yoga. Can you talk about that and like how it's like as far as like mindfulness and meditation, yoga? Because yoga is a form of meditation.
I just really want to be like the voice of like hearing an older dude telling you something and then kind of really going in one ear and one out the other. And I really want to be the dude that be like, listen, bro.
Translator for that.
No, really kind of like, listen. Like, trust me, like really listen to what he's saying. Don't hear him, like listen to what he's saying. Because it's like, I didn't call, and he had, like, if you ever get a conversation, I didn't call Jermaine probably 100 times. Like, bro, you told me this. Like, you really didn't tell me. It's like, I wish younger me, like what I would tell younger me at this age is like, everything that you want gonna be, like everything that you didn't kind of like grew came from the ball. Don't lose focus of what don't lose focus of what kind of got you here. Like everything else gonna forever be there. Like if I got anything to kind of like, that would be my biggest advice is like keep your main thing, bro. Like And now like at 27, like when I say like yoga, it's kind of like I laugh at myself because I still be like in the middle of like I said, I'm like on the verge of turning the corner, but like I'm still in that mind frame. Like I'm still kind of young, like
Right.
But I'm like, boy, you don't understand like the benefits of really like investing into what you really trying to do for you. Like you don't really understand that until you get to a point where you may not be maximizing what you thought you supposed to be getting done out of it. For like I'm at the point of like for the next 4-5 years, like I'm pouring everything into basketball because I know this was kind of gonna like this gonna be my big bulk of everything that I'm gonna like pull from. Like I understand that now, and I wish I understood that at a younger age. And I think anybody that get that at a younger age, bro, like them dudes that got all the gifts, them the dudes that kind of like be the dudes that you forever talk about. Like you be like, man, like no, he just got it. Like he understood what it took, and like he put the work in. Like he understood like the value of like investing in everything, because you never gonna be kind of mad when you invest into something because you
give
gonna
it
have a
your
different
all,
type of,
like
you gonna have a different type of entitlement to it. Like I invest, like nah.
Win or
I ain't
lose,
ready to
bro.
break
I
it
did
about
my
this.
best,
Yeah,
dog.
I'm
Yeah,
standing
them
on this.
vibes.
Like I didn't put my money behind it. I'm standing on this. Like
Sure.
so that's be my best bet for all the younger dudes. Like just kind of like, if you really want to do it, do it. Like and you ain't gonna never kind of like second guess or be sad about anything that came from it because you done gave everything to it.
What route the game take you, it's like putting your all in. But like with that yoga, dog, I just feel like it helped. Like and like just the mental, and to drop that game on somebody like Cheeks early at like in 10th grade.
Oh yeah.
Like
And what's crazy is like you come across some kids that really be listening. And I be telling them stuff, and they be listening. I was like, dog, you really listening to me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like sometimes, like I be like, I wish I listened to certain things, and sometimes they don't hear it right. You know what I'm saying? Because they be so caught up in like, cause I know me, I was so good young. You know what I'm saying? That I didn't really like really hear what people were saying like the right way. Because I just feel like I can get through anything, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I be hearing some of these younger kids and like with YouTube and all, some of them people really be like listening to the whole interviews and really locked in. I think Trey is kind of like that too. Like,
for sure.
He watches everything and listen. You know what I'm saying? And like just from like the past, you know, shows we done and like as far as rankings or whatever, it's like don't get caught up in that. Listen and find a way to, you know what I'm saying? Because we really trying to get y'all a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, really trying to get you game for real.
Most definitely feel like Trey one of those ones that does that. He got some OGs up there in Flint that he taking heed to advice. So you can see that, you know what I'm saying, in this game and his maturity, man.
same thing with Cheeks for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So we seen
sure.
how Cheeks kind of manifested what he wanted.
And that's in his DNA, his family, and the bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Like, his uncles, and
like you said,
his people, they used to hoop too. So, You know what I'm saying? It's in that bloodline. It's about having them OGs, like, you know, D. Wall said, coming up. That's very important.
Unlock some that should be. You know what I'm saying? I wish it was somebody like when I was like trying to make a team or whatever, even if I wasn't gonna make it, just hearing certain things to like keep you going, like like to know that like this ain't the end.
Nah,
Yeah.
for real, bro.
If I don't make this ain't the end.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing is knowing like, yo, no matter how this go, this ain't the end.
For real, bro.
You know?
That's one thing I will say about Cheeks though. Like, it's kind of scary, bro, because if you're not really like locked in, like, it's more so like you don't really kind of pay attention until it's like too late for real. Like that's just that's just the era we in for real. Like it ain't no knock to anything, but like, bro, that little dude, bro. And I never would like if he probably gonna if you give him a snippet, he probably see it for the first time. But I like don't nobody give him no flowers, nothing. Like we don't give him nothing. Like it's almost hard to not kind of like give him the flowers now.
Right.
Like we gonna try to find a way to keep like being on this.
Oh yeah,
Like we gotta find different ways to like stay on this. But like, bro, we didn't accomplish like from like seeing him from like 7 years old, bro, to like 15, 16 years old. Like how he kind of like, bro, that is crazy for real. Like he really one of them dudes that listen. Like he'll really like we'll pull up on his block at any point. Like we'll pull up on his block probably like tomorrow or 2 days. He'll be outside dribbling the ball. Like he really be on it. Like he really be outside dribbling. Like the old folks doing the old folks. He really dribbling. He'll go to the gym. Like he'll go to the park. Like he don't really. And I'm like, he a little different than a lot of different dudes. He a lot of different. He just different, bro.
After
like,
he won the championship, I seen him post on his story like who trying to hoop at 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
That was the next day,
I see the
bro.
5 p.m. run. A lot of people was posting that 5 p.m. run. I started to pull up like, hey, where's that? Cuz? Where that boy at?
he hungry, bro. Like I give him his flowers. Like
But
he one of them dudes, bro.
What's the like balance? Because like hearing what you said as far as like not trying to really give him too much flowers to keep him hungry, and giving him flowers to like know that he can accomplish a lot more. Because I know like as far as me, one of the things that did kind of hurt me young was like I was hungry. Like any wreck, I'm trying to kill. You feel me? And a lot of times the people around me, like the older people, was like, dog, like, how can we like keep challenging him and not let him know like who he really is? But if it was like some people around me, like, yo, like we need to let him see more to accomplish more. Like, so what's the balance in that? You know what I'm saying? Because after this season that, you know, Cheeks and Trey have, you can't really just keep them. You know what I'm saying?
On the back.
You gotta let him. You gotta let him see more to go eat more. You feel me?
Real
like,
rap.
so what's the balance in that?
For me, this is like, and this is a new role for me. Like this is the first time. Like he one of the first dudes I really feel responsible for. Like I honestly can say I feel responsible for how he kind of like from this point on is like I really kind of like taking responsibility for like my thing with him is like I really want to kind of like break the game down to him for like I really want to kind of like I don't want to like you say it's hard to kind of like not give him too much, but it's kind of like I like my first thing when I first saw him get tall, I really want to like let's get in the gym. Like, I really want to see if you see what I see. Like, I really want to see it from your angle, like what you thinking, or is you just doing it off ability? And it's like, nah, he really see it. So it's not like me with him now. It's like I don't really kind of like keep it. I'm real explicit with him now. Like, look, bro, none of that bull, none of that. Man, like we about to really put this work in. Like, if you really want to be special, like I ain't saying it because I'm your man's. I ain't saying it because me and your pop score. I ain't saying it because I played with none of your. Like, you really got a chance to be special. Like, and if I don't really kind of like, I'd rather kind of like you kind of pull back and be like, I don't really want it, opposed to me kind of like not putting it out there, like give you the opportunity. Like, no, I really want to do this. He one of them dudes that really want to do it. So it's like. We about to throw the whole house at him.
Give
now.
him
Like,
every information you can give.
You gotta throw the house at him now. Like he didn't show he can do it. He didn't show he can win while doing it. So it's like, man, we gotta just give him everything. Nah, for real. Like we gotta give him everything.
And that's the thing. It's like at some point you gotta when you that good, it's like, okay, how you gonna react to being successful? We can't hide it from them. It's like, okay, now that we think you could be this, what you gonna be? And that's what we seen from Trey. We was like, yo, you number one in the state.
Yeah.
And that and I think that helped him too because it was like, okay, I got the pressure. Now what I'm gonna deal with this pressure? Like am I gonna stay in the gym?
Yeah.
Am I gonna stay hungry? You know what I'm saying? And am I gonna perform under pressure? You know what I'm saying? You gotta give people that at some point. You can't, you know what I'm saying?
Because he got to go do it again.
Bro.
That's what it's about. Like, you don't want to be
Yeah.
that one-hit wonder that get it done and just don't
Gotta
never
go do
reach
it
the mountaintop
again.
again. So I feel like just him winning as
Both
a
of them.
sophomore, that extra pressure going to be right there for him. And that's what's going to push him.
Yeah.
Bro, I feel like
They got junior and senior year.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Right.
the scariest thing about them, like the only person I can really compare it to that I seen early, and I ain't see the Imani Bates kind of like stuff. I ain't see it up close. It
was
The
crazy.
only person I can really see that had this same type of like juice was Josh Jackson.
Okay, yeah.
And it was like, what you gonna say to him? Like he's 6'7",
Yeah.
he really all around
It's all
here.
laid
Like,
out
he
for him already.
He
right.
really got his hands on the game in every way. He blocking,
Yeah.
he dunking, he shooting.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, like, how can you keep challenging him like that? That's the challenge. I'd be like, when I kind of get to that point where I ain't even kind of get to that level myself as a player, I always go to dudes like probably that guy, your type of accolade. I'm like when you was that guy, how you deal with it? Like I ain't gonna lie, I'm humble enough to kind of like take a step back. Like I mean I ain't really got no advice for him no more. Like I got to the point where I was top 30, but I wasn't top 10. I wasn't top 5. I wasn't like so. I really kind of like
That's where they going for sure.
yeah, bro. That 2025 class, bro.
That class
different.
is crazy,
That's
bro.
what
That
happened. Like,
class
how is
is
like
crazy,
that?
bro.
Like,
I was like, bro,
that,
I be
bro.
seeing dudes that ain't on rankings, and I see their highlights like, bro,
Yeah.
what?
you
Like,
see Phoenix, like,
he
Phoenix
ain't
cold
cold.
too. Everybody
Yeah.
cold.
And that's the thing when we started this, bro. I was like, yo, man, we can't just look at highlights. We gotta pull up and see
No,
the game.
for real.
I gotta see how this go down so I can get, you know what I'm saying?
Get your
Like,
true
so I
opinion.
know who's who, all that. Like,
I be wanting to
You
form
can't
my
look-
favorites like that because I like certain things. So, like, I like a poised point guard. I like somebody I trust. Let me show you trust Chauncey.
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups with the ball. You just, like, you felt safe. But some point guards, you kind of like, you just kind of uneasy. I love a good poised point guard, so I like to go and pick my favorites. Little bench players I like, well, like, if he get a shot, he going to be straight. So, like, yeah, you got to
I
keep
like
your
that you
eyes on the
said
game.
poison.
I always like the Mr. Basketball stuff is always interesting for everybody. Like everybody got a different criteria they wish like kind of like want Mr.
All
Basketball
4
to play.
years,
Yeah,
this
like,
year, what we doing?
yeah, like it always look different for each guy. Like when y'all kind of like again, like I'm only able to see the guys that I'm in contact with. So like I got like my brother is a coach in the conference of the dude that wasn't in Mr. Basketball, but I'm hearing him say every Tuesday and Friday he got a triple double. You know what I mean? Like he
20, 29 and 14. Yeah.
Like, and then they say he coming down to the city and winning in certain classes.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
my question for y'all is like, being in, like, of course you, Joe, you been in a position where you kind of like to play the PSL, like, and you know your voting only gonna kind of go so far just based on like the guys that's gonna see you. If you ain't, if your coach ain't got a strategic plan to like kind of get you to see and get implanted on like where all the votes gonna happen.
Yeah.
Do you really base it on that senior year or do you really base it on that 4-year career? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, 4-year careers.
I got
know
so
what
many
you
questions
gonna
for
say.
everybody that like really be following high school basketball. So I really want y'all to understand what y'all asking people, and I want y'all to have a solution for your problem that y'all got. Like, if you ain't got a solution for your problem, then you kind of gotta like shy away. So, is Mr. Basketball a senior season campaign winning award, or is it a really 4-year body work award? Or like it just, I really want to know because I lost it to a dude that had a crazy body of work. He had 2 chips.
Right.
He going to I-State. He Class C.
Beat your red.
He like
He going crazy.
You can't even deny for real. Like accolades gonna line up, or you can line up that senior year. Like, okay, I'm averaging 27, but he averaging 24, and he winning 30 games a season. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you
I mean,
mean.
it's tough because that's kind of how I lost it. Like, I lost it to Drew Neitzel, who went to Michigan State.
But Drew a pit.
I felt like I was better than him. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah,
Or
facts.
whatever.
And you
But
deserved it more.
I ain't gonna lie. I had a story when we went to Breslin.
Oh yeah, I peeped that. Game.
Like we was undefeated, bro. And they kind of had some calls go his way because whatever. But that was the only player that had us shook at halftime. We was breaking down in that bitch, like not again. Like niggas had to really like Like,
who got him?
dog,
You got a head.
yeah, bro. We had to, dog. So it's like with me, it's like, you know, I feel like I should have won it, but I can't act like he didn't deserve it.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I be wanting people that like. He ain't
Like with
put
the Tyler
them, like them
Johnson.
numbers ain't
Yeah.
just he just put them numbers in
right.
there.
He had
And
to
he
go get
winning,
him.
and he going against, like you said, he came to City, won. Like that means something. You know what I'm saying? Or even if you lose, you showed up.
Yeah.
And then
You know
on
what
top
I'm
of
saying?
that, as soon as we seen him come to the city, we was like, yo, we see it.
Yeah.
I was calling him old boy from Blue Chips. You know what I'm saying? What was his name? Blue
Ricky?
Chips? Ricky, yeah.
Ricky.
He was looking like Ricky, bro. He was coming down like hezzy, like drop step and ones. Like he's playing big, bro. So it's like, I mean, I know they say it's a senior award because I looked it up because I was like, what is it? Because I heard
facts.
all the OGs like, yo, it's 4-year award. We going up the whole career. But it's actually supposed to be a senior.
Oh, your season camp.
That's what it's saying. Like the
What is it
MH,
saying? They said it's 4 years or senior.
they said it's for the best senior campaign. But I know in like the voters' minds, because it's like the MVP voting. Everybody get to vote.
I didn't know
All
that.
these
I thought it was a
coaches,
4-year award.
Coaches are looking at it like a 4-year award.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So it's like it's that gray area with the NBA. Like, how are we picking this MVP? It's a bunch of writers going. It's that gray area for whatever reason. But here, only seniors can win it, right?
Facts.
But other areas, you got sophomores, juniors that are eligible to win that Mr. Basketball. So you might see a 2-time, you know,
Mr. Basketball.
Mr. Basketball.
I'm putting y'all on the spot. Did he deserve it or not?
I love that question.
It's a great question.
Because like when you stack it up against everybody else, like the numbers gonna be the numbers.
Numbers
Like,
look straight. Numbers look
He
good.
ain't writing them numbers in there, bro.
The numbers look really good. Wait, 27 and 12?
The numbers look good.
Did he deserve it? I gotta say yes, man. But Sonny deserved it too. Is that? I mean, because you can lose and you deserved it. You can lose and deserve it. You deserved it.
I think we gotta say he deserved it.
No,
He
for
deserved
sure.
it.
Because whoever wins
He
deserves
deserved it,
Hey, yeah, he deserved it. I
deserved
think we
it.
gotta say he deserved
Yeah.
it, bro.
I'm most definitely like not mad that he got it either, bro. Like I'm not tripping that he got the award. You know what I'm saying? Like those numbers were hella impressive. Like you said, the body of work this year was impressive. So I mean, no, I'm not mad at
Give
all.
it to
bro.
him.
I don't know if I like that. Like they said, it's a senior award. Because what if somebody just somewhere way out somewhere, just y'all just talking about
crazy.
numbers, just going crazy
Somewhere in Cadillac, somebody
Yeah,
going crazy, got
yeah.
35 and
What-
18.
Because that's why I kind of like 4-year awards, because it's like he done had to run through people and you had to like know if he legit or not.
Right, facts.
You know
I
what
think
I'm saying?
coaches vote all 4 years, bro. And that's just my opinion. But
I ain't playing the PSL, so don't take this offensive. But like my thing with like, I don't be wanting people to kind of like undermine the graphic of what's kind of like, or the dynamic of what kind of goes into how like a state tournament goes. I'd be like,
Yeah.
every dude I done ran into like that went to like a South, like, yo, you got to think I'm playing Persian 3 times. I see him in the cities, and then I might get him in district. But it's like, what you want to go? You want to drive 3 hours on a Wednesday and go play somebody far because based on your district, and then you feel like our strongest teams is gonna get butted against each other. But it's like, who do y'all want them to play? Like who do you want them to play? Like that's what the district is. And I'd be like, I get what they saying when it come down to our final product. Like maybe our best 2 teams out of the whole city then played each other
3-4
and
times.
maybe then bumped and knocked each other out. Like it may really kind of like really
And that's
go
how
like
it be
that.
happening.
It really happened like that.
Yeah.
But like, what's the solution to it to where we really put the best 2 teams against each other when it comes to like, okay, Pontiac versus Detroit, is these the 2 best teams in the state?
Right.
Or this just how the format kind of like,
That's how it go.
you know what I mean? Like,
That's a
fuck
great
it.
solution.
Go win that bitch, man. Ain't no
yeah, because
go win that bitch.
And no, you can do.
Knock off whoever come at you.
Brother Rice lost to Orchard Lake St. Mary's, but if Orchard Lake won out, they would have played Cass. So that would have been what everybody wanted to see. So it's like, but that whole, the Catholic League division, they all gonna play on
That
the
was
side.
like I ain't gonna front though. Like Trey journey was tough as hell, dog.
Bro.
Like that playoff, that's like what he had to go through just to get to the Breslin dog was unreal.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? So like just to play devil's advocate, I would love to see some where it's just random. Like if the state of Michigan just, you know what I'm saying, put some pinballs in that joint, just pick teams and you, boom, you end up somewhere. It's just random
Like
play.
after districts or before districts?
Man, before districts.
Okay.
For the state tournament, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, bro, like you said, Brother Rice got knocked out in the first round because they had to play St. Mary's. That's
So
crazy.
maybe if you want ping pongs and, like, let's say a bunch of coaches, whoever vote for the Mr. Basketball, do the rankings like college or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they gotta
And
do
seed
something.
it up. That would be interesting, but
hey, if not, then yeah, you just got to get that done.
gotta do what you gotta do.
get that
Damn,
That's
bro.
what it is.
When you kind of understand that Michigan basketball itself is really kind of like probably 15 years behind,
Yeah.
you will understand why, like, when we do get a guy, we gotta push him.
Mm-hmm.
Like my year, bro, James Young, top 10 in
Bro.
the country. But he played at Rochester.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, you not like, no, even with our rules, you can't even go. Like, James Young is going to sell out a gym, regardless. But he ain't even going to get the chance to go play against whoever top 8 or top 5 in the country just based on our
kill,
rules,
none of
bro.
that.
So it's
Yeah.
like,
Dumb
I
rules,
hope,
yeah.
for me, I swear, I'm an advocate for the youngest. I really want them to kind of like get the most out of it.
Yeah.
If we can push the culture to the point where they just knock them rules off and let our guys be the guys with the point where
travel
they
and
ain't
move
got to
around,
lead.
bro.
Like,
They said-
we losing so
yeah,
much talent from the
yeah,
state, like, just based on the
yeah.
fact that our rules is like, man, they need to go unlock them little. We got to fix that, bro.
We gotta fix a lot, man, because like, man, one thing I was really thinking about this week, bro. Another thing was like some of our talent leaving the state to even play AAU. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for like teams in Indiana or something
Yeah,
like that.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? And I mean, they got their reasoning behind it, but you know, I say, you know, because back in the day, like we was talking about, bro, the family, it was like the best of the best was on the family, or the best of the best was on the Hurricanes. You know what I mean? They wasn't really leaving the state. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing, as far as what people don't understand is when you got to lead a state to play for another team, the politics ain't really for you.
At all.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, when I left, I did my thing in Michigan. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wrecked everything. But when I go to Kentucky, you know what I'm saying? Some of that just ain't for me.
No.
You feel me? And you
real,
starting
bro.
over. So it's like, just like you said, Michigan is behind like 15 years. So the best players got to go somewhere else and start the fuck over.
Yeah.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Instead
what
of,
you
you know what I'm
want.
saying?
Yeah, I
And,
like
you know,
that,
I know you got to go to Michigan and it was, but like for me, I committed to Michigan at first.
Yeah.
But it was banned, so I couldn't go to the tournament. I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? So that even set us back even further. You feel me? So it's like with the rules and all this, it's like, man, we fighting it.
We got to change NIL. We got to change that whole transfer rule. We got to change. Those states got to touch. Like, I want to see Trey go up against Sierra Canyon. You know what I mean? And just really get that just due. I feel like they deserve. So
Our talent are like I wouldn't say that our talent ain't up to par with them. I don't think we get the notoriety
There
to
we
kind of
go.
like keep in contention to even keep the conversation going where it
Right.
make enough sense. Like if I'm talking about a dude from Michigan opposed from a dude from North Carolina that's considered the hoop state, that conversation gonna die so quick. Cause I done seen the North Carolina dude so many times.
Yeah.
The Michigan dude kind of like, I'm gonna have to keep looking him up. So like, I think of the era where like the dudes like Josh Jackson, like Miles Bridges, they all left the states, and you got to think these dudes is like pivotal for like that era. For real. Like these is dudes that's kind of like changing the culture, like the athletes. These the wing dudes that's doing it all, and we got them at home state, but the rules kind of like keep them in the box to the point where they gotta go expand. It's like, bro, the Michigan got to figure it out because it's like
we got 2 years to figure it out because we got Cheeks.
You
And we
feel
got
me?
Trey. We have
Yeah,
to.
no,
we
for real,
have
bro.
to.
Got to, bro.
And that's just bring it back to Josh Jackson. That's like I seen him as a sophomore, and I seen his game more well rounded than when I seen him at Kansas.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like he had to leave after his sophomore year, went somewhere else, and didn't develop or keep the development going. Then you go to Kansas, they put you at the 3, then they drafting you as a two-way player. You feel me? Instead of, you know, because that's kind of what happened to me. Like, when I went to Kentucky, they didn't really know the player that they was getting. You know what I'm saying? They, like, you know, they put me at the 3, and it was like, I'm known for dribbling. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm known for dribbling. So it's like, you know, like that's what I seen like Josh Jackson when they was like he a 3 and D guy. I'm like, dog, I could have swore I seen him bring the ball up, making the right passes. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they draft, and he got drafted high, but it's still like, what did they draft you at?
All right, man. Well, before we close out, man, I just want to, you know, say thank you for pulling up, D-Walt. You know, I appreciate the game. You sound like a 45-year-old man over there, bro. Well, wise beyond your years, man.
No, I be feeling like it, bro. I told you, I feel like I've been doing it for so long to the point I've been doing it, and not even at this level, but like I done got a chance to hear from so many perspectives that I feel like it'd put years on me. So it's like whatever situation I come into now, it's like I said before, you can't really wow me. You can't really kind of like I'm gonna be prepared. And now, while I'm like feeling like I'm rolling into my prime, it's like I feel like I can compete. I won't say I feel like I know I can compete with the best of them. It's more so like I understand opportunity and situation is everything at this point. But like when it comes down to just sheer talent and like get it done, humbly and very arrogantly speak, like you can't really kind of deny it at this point. I'm gonna get it done. Like so that's just where I'm at with it for real. Like on top of that, I want to kind of like still be like connected to like the younger dudes. I don't want them to feel like they ain't got no voice or they ain't gonna have nobody that can relate to them. And it's still to the sense where like I done been on every spectrum. So like I'm gonna give you the real every time, and I'm gonna let you know if you're wrong. I'm gonna let you know where you can kind of improve. I'm gonna let you know if you really on some like straight up bullshit for real. Right. So I feel like I got the kind of like the insight of where I done been through, where I can kind of like give you a little bit of all, where you can still feel like it's relatable and not like on some like I feel like I'm here. I'm gonna kind of still be humble with you.
You able to relate to the youngins at this point, especially at where you are. So, I guess my question is to kind of close out, and y'all can of course chime in if y'all got more questions. Like, what's the trajectory of your career moving forward, and like where are you like now? I know you are where your feet are, but like, what do you? I guess if you had to manifest it yourself, what do you want to see happen for the future of your career?
If it was tailor-made for me, of course, I would say, like, just realistically thinking just on a nightly basis what I can kind of bring. I'm a backup point guard, for real. Like, yeah. And that's not, like, put myself in a box. It's just more so realizing I'm living in my reality. Like,
you're a veteran at this point. You know
I live in my reality at this point. Like, I don't get outside of my box. If you asking me for more, I'm going to give you more, but, like, what you gonna get from me, you gonna get from me. Like it all depends on how you value whatever you value. So like for me, being a backup point guard probably for the next 4 years would be ideal. If it don't work out like that, it's more so like just being adaptive and still trying to figure it out. But I would love to, like, if I had the idea, I would love to play for the Pistons. Like I feel like I bridge the gap between like being like a very humble but like an East Side guy where I can kind of like still, I wouldn't say I would sell tickets, but like it more so like I would still be the relatable community guy.
Oh, you had that rocking, bro.
You know what I mean?
You had that rocking last. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you had that rocking.
This is another story I'm gonna tell you about your brother. That's why I mess with your brother for real. He was like, and this is an NBA conversation if you understand it at this dynamic. He told me something that was so real that when I kind of like read it, it more so was like, I ain't really reading it because I ain't looking at it because it's who you is. I know what you done been through. Yeah, so I know you know what kind of like going kind of like I know you know what kind of like move the needle. So it's like he like, nah, bro, like that fourth quarter, like, man, go do you. Like the ball, like you out there free to go make play. I'm like, I respect that from a person. I understand, man, he scored 50. Like he done scored 50s. Like so I'm like, I know he know the blueprint. He know what kind of like keep it going. So it's like, again, still being that same like dude that's humble and like inspirited in the game. Like, bro, I think he one of the coldest who's come to something like him. Still reaching back to kind of like kick it with me. Why I can't be that guy? Like, you know what I mean? And then with the Pistons, I'm like, I can be that guy. Like, I know I can. Like, I'm gonna be interjecting in the locker room. I'm gonna be a guy that can kind of like bridge gaps. I'm gonna keep guys out of trouble just based on the fact that I'm from here,
from around here.
I'm gonna be the community guy. I've been around here. I done did everything around here. So it's like
you gonna make
I'm
it
a
fun.
safe pick. I'm really a safe pick, bro.
You gonna
three stretch the floor,
and you gonna make it fun to be a Piston.
show love to the hometown talent.
Got to, bro.
That
Got
fits
to.
a need for what we doing. So I know this year may have been a tank year. It is what it is, but you know, D-Wall here for now, man. You better get him while y'all can get him.
All right.
That's all I'm gonna say. Because
Hey,
GM's looking at you. I know they are.
But it's
After that,
I understand like what they looking for, and like I'm not like arrogant enough to kind of like be like, I ain't really trying to play the game no more. It's like I understand it ain't even about being like right no more.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It ain't about like being right no more. It's
Ooh,
like,
that's some real.
kind of like I'm really on some real like to the point like I really be on some. I'm trying to feed my people for real. Like so if me being like the well-rounded I gotta take this approach, I be that because it's for the benefit of them. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm the safe pick because I know I'm gonna be the guy you ain't gonna have no problems with. You gonna get the same stuff out of me every night. I'm gonna keep young guys out of trouble. I'm gonna be the vet that's gonna kind of like, even if we got some like dog days, I'm gonna be the guy to like, all right, we might need to uptick it, or I'm gonna be the chemistry, camaraderie. I just
Coach
know
on
I'm
the
the
floor
same
and in the
bro.
locker room, bro.
That's just who I've been my entire career. So it's like I don't really kind of like that's the audition, the role I'm auditioning as, and that's why I kind of like went over there to kind of do it. But now I was like, man,
But the thing is, too, I think what you saying too, and what you showed as far as like going to Australia and winning a championship, it's like, especially in the day we live in now, where players don't be available, they sit out for everything. You know what I'm saying? And a team, more than just the Pistons, a bunch of teams in the league need some consistency of somebody that's going to be there every day.
No, for sure.
That's going to lead the team to a common goal. You know what I'm saying? And showing that you can go to Australia and win a championship is what any team needs, any organization needs for 82 games.
For sure.
Someone's going to be there every day and keep the camaraderie and just everything up in the organization. You know what I'm saying?
be a star in a role.
Exactly.
So like, that's all you got to do, man. And I feel like, yo, tap in while you can. He right here. He in the city. 27 still got his legs, but hey, we gonna leave it right there, man.
No, we got one more.
Okay,
last
yeah.
thing. This is the last thing from start bench cut. We gotta get back to the start
thank
bench
God.
cut.
Yeah, come
All right,
on.
So
oh man,
we got
Man,
start
you
bench
gonna
cut.
put him up? Hey, let's see what he say.
Let's see. All right. So we got start bench cut. Who you gonna start? Who you gonna bench? Who you gonna cut? We got Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker. Start bench cut.
No, he trying.
Let's go. I love this one, Jay.
bitch cut.
Ooh.
Hey,
That's messed up because I ain't gonna lie. Out of the two, like honestly, out of the all three of them, I got a story with. But it's like when I think of consistent basis of like not just being situational guys, I think on a consistent basis you start Jaylen Brown. You start Jaylen Brown
I like that.
Yeah.
just because he a two-way guy.
Like that.
Agreed.
He gonna get it done on both sides. I think you bench Donovan Mitchell because he's probably a second grade of Jaylen Brown, but I think you cut Book just based on the fact that I think this is not nothing. I love Book for real. I fuck with D Book. I just think he gonna be on the one side of the ball, and you getting more out of both them other dudes for real.
Phoenix ain't calling you, bruh.
And they got CP anyways,
They got right.
and they got campaign.
CP trying to play 35 minutes, man.
CP still demanding $38 million at
Right,
37.
38 minutes.
He robbing the league for real. I don't blame him though.
I agree. Do anybody else disagree with that start bench cut?
No, that was
agree
gonna
with
be the
that?
same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same
that's the
here.
same thing I was
Same
gonna say.
exact
here.
one. Same exact one.
Hey, man. Well, look, man, we going to tap on out of here, man. Any final words, fellas?
No, I appreciate him for coming, man.
Appreciate you
Yeah.
pulling up, man.
Hey, man,
appreciate y'all.
I got final words. Your feet need to be where you are. Say that again for me, bro.
You gotta be where your feet at, bro.
You gotta be
Feet
where your
at,
feet
bro.
at.
Gotta be where your feet
You
at.
ain't gonna be. Yeah, you ain't gonna be as. You gonna be only be half as productive if you let your mind wander. You just gotta be where your feet at, bro.
Yeah,
Like
don't focus on the past. Don't focus too much on the future.
Yeah.
Gotta be where your
Present
feet
is a
at.
gift. Any final words, D-Walk?
only thing I would have to say, like as final words for real, is like I appreciate every generation because of basketball because it's only gonna grow the game. Like it's probably a lot of dudes that still look up to Joe. It's a lot of dudes that have probably looked up to the era before me. And it's probably a lot of dudes that still living off the era of me. And then they got their own era. It's like we all bringing something different to the pot. But that don't mean what we bringing ain't, significant for real. Like I really appreciate it. And I love to see the growth of the game. I would love to see a little more stick to itiveness when it comes to our young guys. Just I don't like the flight or the transfer and stuff, but like I understand that situations change, but like I appreciate each generation of Michigan basketball. I like what y'all got going on for real. I really appreciate this because people don't understand how far behind Michigan basketball is, and like having dudes that done it, having like the pedigree, having the platform is a lot of it, but like the pedigree be half of the movement for real. Like you don't really respect it until you done kind of seen somebody that done it before you. So what y'all doing for them, I think they'll probably appreciate it probably 10, 15 years like I'm now like appreciating it.
Yeah,
they're going to appreciate it because y'all really, like this is the real grassroots of like now we in the social media era, like this is what you got to do. So the fact that y'all really getting out here, them like getting it done for them and them giving you all a product to kind of like keep pushing, it's only kind of like growing the culture of Michigan basketball. And I really want y'all, I really want a lot of people from Michigan to eat. I want them to win. And if I'm not a pivotal role, I want to just kind of like be some form of a stepping stone or something to like to help, because I know I got a lot to give, and I know a lot of us got a lot to give.
Yeah.
But communication is two-sided, bro. Like you got to, just to speak and listen is both pivotal. So I appreciate what y'all got going. That's why I really wanted to come up here. Like I appreciate what y'all doing for them, because they won't appreciate it until probably 10, 15 years and look completely different. And the guys that's going to benefit from it going to kind of be like, damn, what if I didn't have that platform? And the guys that kind of like, it probably going to boost a lot of guys that probably won't get boosted. It's just like, it's beneficial on both sides. Like it's giving us the guys that used to play or like guys that didn't play and is going to have a voice in basketball still like make us feel like important and still giving back to the game. And then the young guys going to appreciate it if you're really a historian, because you're going to know the person that's giving you the game was a McDonald's All-American, man. Like this ain't like I ain't really reading from no book, bro. Like I'm really telling you how I really go. So like really open your ears, and I really, like I said, I really appreciate what y'all doing, bro. That's why I really wanted to be the first, because it's going like this going. I won't say I won't be the president. It's gonna grow. But like just based on the fact that all of us done did it, you know what I mean, in some way, shape, or form, and got pedigree and got accolades, it's gonna only make it grow and be respected, and it's only gonna grow and be beneficial to the whole state. Like, so it's big for real. Like y'all don't even understand what y'all doing for real. Like it's dope. Like I used to be in Australia. Like you don't even know how hard this. I'm scrolling seeing 6, 7 dudes highlights who probably won't get highlights, right? And you don't know what that's gonna do for them for real. Like no matter the level. No matter what they take from it, no matter what they end up being outside of basketball, this is where it started from. Like, and y'all get the privilege to say y'all did it, bro. And that's dope for real. That's dope for real. I swear that's dope as hell for real.
Man, I accept and receive all that, bro, man. Thank you. It's really these guys. I'm just here, you know what I'm saying, asking a couple questions, cracking a couple jokes. But no, man, like, for real, that's real. And that's why I love this so much, because it's like, it means so much. Because like you said, it's going to be players, it's like, ain't never make it nowhere, but they're going to look back like, look at these highlights. Look what I did, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like,
real, bro.
So, yeah, man. So, thank you for coming on once again. You know, you definitely welcome back. You official friend of the show. So, now you got pull-up access. You know what I mean? So, whenever you feel like talking the game, slide back through. We right here, bro.
Yeah.
All love. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, man, we tapping out, man. Shout out to Athlazon. No blood, no fire. Any final words?
No, we out.
We gone, man. Thanks for tapping in.